Welcome to Spurs TV. As you know, I haven't been doing shows for a long time, but today I'll do a show because I'd like to introduce some special people who are most probably be joining a special person who's going to join my the Spurs team as part of the co-host. But of course, we always have to do the traditional Spurs welcome for debutants on the show. Let me bring on Mr. Chang. Hi, Chang.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Eugene. Thank you very much, I must say, first and foremost, for even giving me my debut on this beautiful channel of yours that you have here.
Thanks for joining us. And of course, let me hold on. Let me bring on another guest. He's from the UK. Harry, where are you, Harry? Okay, hi, Harry. How you doing?
Yeah.
Harry, meet Chang. He's another Malaysian Spurs fan, right? So, Harry, this is Harry. He's from Hasper TV. I'm not sure whether Chang you've subscribed to his channel yet.
Hey, right.
Yeah, and let me bring on Ram from Manchester United. Yeah, we are above you guys.
Hey, right.
Hello.
Hi there,
Yeah, I
Ram.
just have to rub it in a bit, right? We're still above you guys, right? So keep on chasing.
Yeah, it's okay. You can start that now, but later on you're going to catch up, so it's okay.
We're all old Spurs fans. We all know what's going to happen sooner or later, right? So, but
yeah,
guys,
that's true.
Yeah. But of course, before we continue, we have to say some season greetings to everyone around the world. Of course, sir, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to wherever you are in the world, right? And then, of course, it's season greetings time. Christmas is around the corner, right? And of course, for all the Chinese people who are watching out there, right? A happy winter solstice, right? We celebrate winter solstice here in Malaysia, and most probably basically all around China.
When is it? Is it today or the solstice?
It's today itself.
Today
itself, of December, yes.
22nd of December, yeah.
Does it change every year or is it always the same day?
It's the same exact day every year.
Every year, yeah. But I think sooner or later you have to change, right? With the poles moving and all that. So
I know about the summer solstice. That's like in like
this is winter solstice.
Yeah, but your summer solstice now most probably have been pushed further down, right? Because summer is becoming later, winter is coming later.
Oh yeah, in the UK there's no summer. There's no summer.
All of a sudden, from footballing, we're going to climate change and global alignments and all that, right? But okay, while we're waiting for a few more guests to join us, I'm not sure whether when Keshaf is going to join us from West Ham. He's a West Ham fan. Why don't we go to this big subject first, since not everyone is around, right? This is going to be the one, the big ESL question, right, guys? As we all know, right? Somehow or another, the European Court of Justice, right, has said that UEFA and FIFA is in the wrong of not letting the formation of the ESL, right? And somehow or another, all of a sudden, a lot of the EPL teams who were actually involved in the EFL, right, are all of a sudden saying, no, we're not going to join them. So I just want to get some thoughts, right? Let me get to Harry first, right? Let me get to Harry. Since Harry's in the UK, right? Harry, what do you think about that, the ESL? And okay, let me bring on one more guest. Yes, Keshaf is here. Big up, Keshaf.
Do you mean
Mr. Keshaf?
Hi.
Yeah, Keshaf meet Chang, right? He's going to be more or less my co-host from now. I found another Malaysian who do Spurs channels, right? And most probably, hopefully, if I'm not free, he'll take over and he'll run some shows. Okay, I'm coming to Harry first. Harry, the ESL. And we're talking about ESL at the moment.
Do you mean as in do I think it's going to happen, or what kind of question? Sorry.
I mean, just all your thoughts, right? Do you think it's going to happen?
I mean, I think it kind of goes to show the big clubs, or the clubs who are supposedly big but don't have any money, want another way out into getting more revenue. That's how I see it. Like with Barcelona, I mean, we've all seen the fall of Barcelona, even Real Madrid to an extent. Because if you really look back to the 2000s and the 90s, when they had the Galacticos under Perez, they could just spend as how they wanted. And I actually think, I don't know if anyone said anything like this before, but it's kind of like a pushback to FFP. So, because obviously these clubs are so used to just spending money like mad, Not like Tottenham. Tottenham don't spend money anyway. But like
Not with
as
BT on
in,
board, no.
No, Harry, we spend money, but we don't spend money wisely. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
But you know what I mean? As an exorbitant transfers, like obviously you had Real Madrid with the Galacticos and Barcelona just signed whoever they wanted every time. But now, like I said, these bigger clubs like this are struggling. They're not the same as they were. Like I don't view Man United the same way. Like under Fergie, I don't view Liverpool. To an extent, Liverpool is a different example. But even like Real Madrid and Barcelona, the first that came to my head, and even Bayern Munich to an extent, they used to be an very old school. What's the word? Like big club. They still are a big club, but I don't think people speak about them in the same breath. Yeah. And I think these clubs are trying to find another way to gain more revenue. That's how I see it. Actually. Because I don't see even the Super League actually happen. I don't think Champions League would disappear. Because I think UEFA will try and fight against it. So then it becomes...
No, but Harry,
the question now is, Super League, will they be allowed in the Champions League? And then these Super League games...
But the thing is that I don't think they will be barred from joining the Super League. But the question now is, will the European Super League form? Okay, and since you're in the UK, right? The rest of us here are actually from Asia, right? This is my thoughts, right? The ESL was an emergency creation, but like what you said, right, by the other big clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, right, Bayern Munich. But Bayern Munich was never actually in the original ESL part. They rejected it straight away. But because Bayern Munich is partly owned by the fans, you can say the problem I see now, right? The ESL, to tell the truth, right, is being created, right, to actually go against the Premier League. The stupid Premier League teams, right, don't understand this point, is that because the rest of Europe actually is fearing the Premier League. As an Asian, that's how I see it. While they are fearing the Premier League, they are trying to set up another league, right, to get money so they can compete with the Premier League. To tell the truth, right, Bournemouth has spent more money than Real Madrid or Barcelona.
It's mad. It's matching mad.
And that's mad. Yes, so as I see how the things are going now, right, with the ESL, right, the big question is that who's going to join them after the whole big debacle that happened 2 years or 3 years, 2.5 years ago, right? It doesn't guarantee they're going to be fruitful unless, what I got a funny feeling behind is that unless, right, they pull in the Saudis in, right, and start the ESL.
I was going to bring that up because you mentioned that in the chat. You mentioned the Saudis.
Yeah, they're going to bring out the Saudis in. You know why? You know what happened to golf? You know, while the Saudis started another golf, league and all that, right, called LIV, right? While they pumping in the money, if the ESL, nobody's going to pump in the money, right? And you're expected to build without a foundation of a couple of $1 billion behind it, who's going to join it? You get what I'm saying?
It's a good question. Because the thing is, I think the Saudi clubs will join straight away if they had the chance. Because that league is kind of, it's not very good. Yeah. But it's just another... The reason I said about the money is because, obviously, Man City and Chelsea, and they're being investigated, and all. I know. We know who knows what's going to happen, but they might be annoyed with the Premier League and might want to join something like this. It won't surprise me.
But the problem is, Harry, as I see it, right, the Premier League actually now, right, I'm sure you understand. You understand this. The Premier League isn't making money from their tickets sales, right? The Premier League is actually making money from the sale of the rights of broadcasting, especially to people like us in Asia and America, right, in Africa. You pay for the broadcasting rights. You can say that's how I see it. So when you're paying broadcasting, I remember when the Premier League when they first started, and when they sold the rights to Malaysia, right, they sold the whole package of the Premier League for Southeast Asia, if I'm not mistaken, or actually the whole Asia, right? You know, for us who are in Malaysia, we know the company Astro. Astro bought that rights. Yeah. And at one period of time, right, Astro had a deal with Lippo or something in Indonesia. They were given the rights to show the Premier League in Indonesia, right? While Astro was still holding that rights.
Eugene, do you remember? I know it's a very random point to bring up. Do you remember when they were trying to schedule Premier League games and say 1 or 2 Premier League games in foreign countries?
Oh yeah. They're trying to do like the 39 game or something, right?
Yes,
that 39 game. That 39 game was supposed to be either played in America or in Asia. Right? That didn't happen too, right? All right, big up Ian, Meth, our only viewer at the moment, right? Ian says that, right? Has is right.
He's right.
Create a Super League, Premier League. But to tell the truth, the Premier League was actually another sense of the Super League when it was created. Remember when we had the old Division 1? I'm not sure any of you guys
Correct.
remember.
I know about it. I
Old
wasn't
Division
alive
1.
then,
Remember
but
that.
I do know about it.
Yeah. When we had the old Division 1, right? When they broke away and started the Premier League, the rest of the league went crazy. But after a while, when they, deals come back down, they say that we make money, we'll pump money back into the rest of the league, which is
I
now
think it's
last
the
year.
right place at the right time, Eugene. When that happened, it was just the right place, right time. Everyone was for it, But now it's probably different.
And the other part is that the rest of the fans are going to go crazy because they were already the giant protesters 2-3 years ago. And if the big clubs join the Premier League, right, to tell the truth, number one, I got a funny feeling, right? The big question of the ESL, I think it's going to turn into World Super League instead of the European Super League. Because if you say just the European Super League, right, you can't get the big teams to join you, then it won't work. If you change it to a WSL, World Super League, right, there'll be a few teams will be jumping on it, right? Especially in Malaysia, we got a team called JDT.
Oh yes.
Right. Just to let you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to let you know, we have a team in Malaysia, right, who has won everything for the past 10 years, non-stop, everything, right? And they are the Manchester City of our Malaysian Super League.
Didn't yesterday, is it Club America beat Barcelona or something? Was it in the?
Oh, that was the
Club World Cup. Or
I don't know, that Barcelona played somebody in South America.
Who cares, and they lost.
Barcelona is shit now, so who cares about Barcelona?
But this is the point. This is the point I'm trying to make. Is that's why they want to break away because you don't have the same.
But the thing is that but if you do individual matches like that, okay, we are talking about TV rights here. If you're talking about if your TV rights, right, are just in that small square circle, you won't get much. But if your TV rights is the whole world, that's what happened to the Premier League. That's how the Premier League grew.
That's why it's the biggest league in the world. You have to admit, probably.
The Premier League is considered the richest league in the world because the TV rights paying money, right?
The most, isn't the most?
Yeah, it's the most. And I guess that it's coming up for new tenders and all that. And I hear they're
getting more games. Sky's getting more games, I think. I heard. Yeah.
No, because they're going to pay more money for it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, then we come back to
you know what they should do. I don't understand, because they have Netflix and stuff. You should be able to subscribe to just watch the games of your team. I just think it's a bit ridiculous.
No, that's what I'm saying. If football, right, were really the if the football club will really belong to the fans, right, we shouldn't actually be selling our TV rights, right, or image rights, right, through the Premier League. We should be selling it on our own and building it on
watch
our own.
All our games and
but then it'll put more money in the Levy's pockets and all that. So that won't work too. Yeah, for me it won't work. Not with Levy at the helm, right? But guys, thanks for being here.
In the helm as well. So.
Yeah. Okay, Chang. The big question for you: how do you feel about the European Super League?
You know what? I'm going to come out and just say that this is going to be very bad for football because if it does go ahead, if this Super League really does materialize in whatever form or the structure of it, it's just going to be all about the money. There's nothing even remotely sportsmanlike about the game anymore. As it is right now, we are seeing.
Chang, football is really all about the money. They don't care anymore. You understand? It's already headed in that direction. When your football players, right, are being paid, right, £600,000 per week, right?
That's just
what are you
filthy.
talking about? It's
exactly.
God obscene. So it's just another level of I think is that my question to you: do you think right, okay, the European Super League will be formed? Because even if whoever says that you can go and form it, but will it actually form? You get what I'm saying? If let's say Manchester City, let's say the big six clubs in the UK don't join the Super League, right? Who else are they going to look for? You get what I'm saying? Bayern Munich already come out and said. Bayern Munich already have said they've already come out and said they're not going to join it, right? I think Spurs, Manchester United, who else? Four clubs.
Did Man City decide not to join? I can't remember.
Yeah, a few of them already said they're not going to join because the backlash of that part 2 or 3 years ago triggered a lot of people.
2 years ago, 2021.
Yeah, 2 years ago, right? two over years ago, triggered a lot of people. But the thing is that, like what saying, Chang, do you think, Chang, this will happen? Will they be able to create the Super League? Me and Harry, I think, like I've been saying with Harry, right? If they need to create a Super League, right, they need a lot of funds behind it.
Yes,
right?
that's one. That's the
Prize
first and
money and all that.
foremost.
Yeah,
Yes.
they need a lot of funds behind it. It's not a proven league. You're getting the top teams from around the whole of Europe to join a league, right? But who are going to pay you the TV rights?
Correct. Yes.
Right?
And the
Because it's
licensing
not
as well.
the licensing, the TV rights, and then you're talking about people who actually says that, don't you think we have too much football now? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, of course, there's never enough football, but the part is that you have to look at the human side. What about the players?
But don't you think? I know you say that, Eugene. Don't you think the quality of football's gone down though?
Oh, quality of football has gone down for
It doesn't matter how much you have. Because I watch less football now than I was like young. I know, of course, I have less time, but I watch less football now, and I'm less inclined to watch a big match. Like Liverpool Man United, for example. Now, I was debating with someone on Twitter about this, saying I don't really view the game the same way it was, or even Arsenal Man United. It's not the same game. It's not like Fergie versus Wenger or Mourinho versus say Chelsea versus Mourinho. Like I don't sit there and go, oh, I really want to watch this game. It's going to be really exciting. I guess it's different for Tottenham Arsenal because I'm a Spurs fan, but the quality is just not the same. Like you say about there's more football. There is more football because we had created the Conference League, and they made the Europa League bigger. It used to be the UEFA Cup. Remember, it used to be just like knockouts. Yeah. But it doesn't mean the quality is any better. Yeah. So creating more football.
But the thing is that you're talking about diluting the level of the football that we have now. There's too many games and all that, and then the players are going to get burnt out, right? Are the teams going to have a squad of 40 players now?
Yeah.
You're talking about
like Chelsea.
like I think Chelsea fan on, right? But Cheng, coming back to you, do you think it will be formed? The big question.
Not in this current footballing climate. Not with the FIFA and UEFA governing pretty much every major footballing league out there, whether it's over in Europe or now in Britain or in the Americas. As long as FIFA and UEFA and maybe even this Asia, I believe the Asian FA. I can't remember the name of the Asian FA.
Asian Football Confederation, AFC.
AFC, yes, that's correct. The AFC. FIFA, UEFA, AFC, all of these major footballing governing bodies, as long as they still have a stranglehold over football in general worldwide, any Super League in any kind of format is just going to be a big risk for any club who's willing to even take the plunge. Because you have to understand, football doesn't exist without a global platform. And we have seen this almost a year ago, the FIFA World Cup. And you look at the amount of countries and the players that they have who invest so much of their time, so much of their interest in this footballing tournaments. And you have to look at the Euros that are going to come next year in 2024. If you do pull out from UEFA or FIFA or even AFC, as may be the case, will you jeopardize your country's involvement in this footballing global tournaments and maybe have a detrimental effect on the sport itself, not just only on your national reputation? The sport itself, you're putting it into jeopardy just by taking part in this ESL. I honestly cannot see this ESL coming to fruition anytime soon, unless, and this is a big if, all these major clubs that are going to come together, they then go on and form their own global national or the global international.
Well, like I said, the World Super League then. World Super League. Where FIFA?
Yeah, you might have. Right now, it's just a European Super League.
But Chang, FIFA already doing it because in 2025 they're going to scrap the current. There's a game coming on, right? Manchester, correct. The World Club Football Competition. That World Club Football Competition, right, is going to turn into a league. FIFA is already going to do it, So I guess it's all heading in that direction because they're going to milk that cow, right? Because we know it's all about the money, right? Okay, let's come to Ram. Ram, the big question to you, right? ESL.
I think this whole ESL thing is a gimmick, in my opinion. This is my opinion. Why I say this is because it's also going to help UEFA and FIFA to get better, and it's all basically pinpointing on FIFA and UEFA to try to come up with something different than what it already is doing. So, for example, now the Champions League is going to be changing, right? The format, I believe, is going to be changing very very
Yeah,
soon as
next year,
well.
yeah, they're having
Next
more teams
year,
going in.
and just as you mentioned, Eugene, you said FIFA is going to scrap that particular World Club Cup and turn it into a league as well. So these are all basically ideas that were brought into by the ESL people. So if you ask me, for my opinion, I think somewhat this could feel a bit intentional to create some sort of a rift between the fans, and for FIFA and UEFA to actually milk this as much as possible. But then again, the question on whether it will actually be formed, I do agree with Chang and also with Harry and all of you as well. I don't think so it will, because FIFA and UEFA have come together and put a stand by saying no, right? They cannot go back on that word, at least
Yeah.
not in the next 10, 15 years down the road. They can't. So they have to stick to what they said. And having said that, yes, you are absolutely right. They're going to try to take every opportunity to milk whatever they can milk and create something on their own, inspired from the ESL. Because don't forget, the ESL was created because of COVID, because clubs were losing money during the COVID period.
Correct. They were losing a
Yep.
lot of revenue.
Yes,
Yes.
they were losing a lot of revenue during COVID period. They couldn't get tickets. No fans were coming into the stadium. So this was inspired from the COVID, and now
But Ram,
now
hold on. I don't think it was inspired by the COVID because the ESL, right, was actually the motions or the plan of the ESL started way before COVID. They were stupid that they implemented it during COVID. And
yeah
that's when all hell broke loose because people were too free at home sitting down like me, right?
yeah
When the
yeah
ESL started, that's how I started my YouTube channel. You all got angry and said,
yeah
F
same
you,
same.
right? Yeah.
You
Yes, yeah.
see,
But the plan for the ESL where these people are coming in, I think these big clubs, right? They already have been talking about this European Super League for a long time, but
yeah
they put it out at the wrong timing, which pissed off a lot of people. Number one, right? Number two is that I think it was because they had no choice. I think when they announced it's because they got the backing from the Americans. I think a few American banks came together and gave them that base of that chunk of money to start that ESL at that time. But now, while after the European Court of Justice has says that FIFA has no right to stop them from forming the Super League, right? And after all the hoo-ha and debacle that happened, now the question is like, we all understand this. The Super League formation, right, it's not going to be as simple as ABC when they first started, because when they first started, they more or less had 12 clubs agreeing.
Yeah.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
the 12 clubs owners were stupid enough to sign some kind of contract or an agreement, right, to form it, and it ended up all firing against on their faces. But we're coming to this time now, 2 years after you're saying the European Court of Justice, because this is the European Super League, right?
Yes.
The European Court of Justice has taken the decision, says that FIFA and UEFA doesn't have the right to stop them in forming this because it's just another business venture. I already knew in my heart, deep down, a long time ago, right? If they went to court with this, right, they will win. You understand or not? Because if you talk on a business sense, right, the whatever governing body or whatever, right, cannot turn this into a monopoly. Because don't forget, football has been monopolized by FIFA, right? Because FIFA represents the whole world of football, where you break down to the common ball, then you got the CONCACAF, then the AFC, then the UEFA, and the Oceania, and then that's how you get FIFA. All these federation joins together and become FIFA. You get what I'm saying? But the thing is that
Yeah, but you see, it comes to the same analogy, right? You come to my house and you want to eat everything that I have. I'm going to make sure that I kill you before you do that. That.
Oh no,
Like
no, no!
that.
They don't want to. No, wait! They want to eat everything. No, they want to eat everything that you have, and after that, they still want to take your wife.
Yeah.
That is the part that hurts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can't say that football belongs to FIFA, right? Because football actually belongs to the fans. That's why I got so pissed off when that's why I got so pissed off when you talk about the Super League, right? And when the fans protested and the clubs gave way to the fans, right? At least the club is acknowledging that the fans are unhappy and we will have to make a stance. You get what I'm saying? No? We have to make a
Yes,
stance on
totally.
what's going to happen, right?
Mm.
But like, on your thoughts, do you think it'll form? I mean, of course, it ain't going to form tomorrow, right? Maybe give it another 1 or 2 years time. Do you think it'll form?
No, I don't think that soon. I don't think that soon.
Okay,
I
alright.
think it has to start. They have to start planting the seeds now for sure.
Mhm.
ESL, but I think it's gonna take at least a decade or so. For anything to materialize, in my opinion.
Okay, if a decade or so, most probably I won't be around. I don't care.
Oh, you
Whoa,
no, hey,
whoa,
long
no,
life,
touch
long
wood,
life.
touch wood.
Hey.
No way, no way, touch wood, touch wood.
Well, we don't know, right? We all might not be around, so there might not even be a Super League. You remember any league, right? While things are going on around the world. Okay, Keshaf, come to you now. Big ESL question. I mean, yeah.
I agree with all your comments. I got really nothing much more to say. But what I would really say is that I disagree with the fact that it does have a detrimental effect to what football is about. It's all about the money, really, and I think that if this forms into fruition, then there's no point really having football, having the Premier League, and all the other competitions, because then it's like it's just players will earn too much money, and then you have this. It's just going to be all about money, and you're just going to talk about money, really. So um, I think, to be honest, they need to I agree with Ram. You have to plant the seeds. You have to start getting the ideas first. You have to start.
Yes, lay down
I
the
mean,
foundation,
I
lay down the
heard they have a
groundwork.
proposal. I think they have a proposal ready. I saw a Twitter video. They are talking about uh, their ideas, their plans, but they need to start having more concrete ideas. Okay, how to start? What do you call it? Executing it actually properly into practicality. Really, I mean, like showing it. I mean, but to be honest, I really don't want it. I think it's. I mean, many clubs have rejected it. I hope West Ham reject it, but let's see how it goes. I really hope it doesn't happen.
I've got a question for you, right, Keshaf, right? My
What
God,
question?
you won the Conference League, okay, right, as a West Ham
Okay.
fan, okay, right?
Yeah.
And let's say the big six club says no to the Super League, right? And then they
Yeah.
turn around and say, excuse me, would you like to join us? Would you join?
No, I wouldn't join.
Okay, you wouldn't join. But your owners
For
might
you,
join.
very good for you. That's very noble of you to say
Maybe the
that.
owners might join. Yeah, I get it, but I wouldn't join. I wouldn't join.
Okay, that means West Ham fans should actually go out there and protest if you guys join the Super League, right? Because let's say the rest of the league, top big six clubs don't want to join the league, so it falls down either to an Aston Villa or West Ham or a Brighton, right, or a Newcastle to join the Super League. If they hand that out, I guess a lot of the teams will say, "I will join," right? But of course, then the implication will come is that will the FA of the country actually bar them from actually playing in their domestic league while they join the Super League? Then you will go to another whole range of court cases again, right? And it'll take, like, maybe what Ram says is correct. It might take another decade before actually it becomes to fruition, because every hurdle that they want to cross, right? I'm sure FIFA, UEFA, the EPL. And to tell the truth, right, I don't think the EPL cares, because the EPL has already got the biggest cut of the pie, right? You go and form a Super League, it's your risk, right? But the only thing is that if you come and try to take our teams to go and play in your Super League, right, and dilute my market share of the thing, I might not let them go. You get what I'm saying? Because then they'll say, you can't play in the EPL and play in the Super League. But of course, the European Super League, they started on the foundation. What Ian says is correct, right? It was based on invitation. There was no promotion and no relegation. And because I was saying this was backed by American money, they were trying to change. They were trying to create an American football league,
Like an
where
NBA system and an NFL system and the Premier
NFL
League.
system, the NBA system. They were trying to create a franchise system instead of being it as a sporting, based on merit system, as I see it. But let's see in 10 years' time, money talks, shit walks, right? We'll see, right? But
What
I
an
think,
analogy.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, right, I think I'll go with Ram. Maybe in a decade's time, while maybe FIFA screws up a few more times, right? Like having the World Cup in the mid of winter, right? That kind of scenario, and that people can't get in their mind that the World Cup shouldn't be played in winter while the league is still going on, right?
Yeah,
So
agreed.
maybe
Agreed.
that will kick them in the wear a bit and to wake them up. And if they make a few more stupid mistakes, then maybe the rest of the football clubs will get tired because FIFA runs countries,
Mm.
right? They UEFA run countries, right? They don't actually run the clubs because how would you say, you know, FIFA don't run, don't have much say over the whatever league that you are in the clubs, but they do of course set the rules to be followed. But I don't think they have that reach. But if they go out and do that and have that kind of reach, right? I guess the club owners will go a bit crazy and says that why should we adhere to your kind of ridiculous, kind of rules and all that, right? Like even this year, while IFAB, if I'm not mistaken, IFAB is also part of FIFA. I got to check on that. Whether you guys know what's IFAB, right?
IFAB, let me just check it. I've heard of it, but I
IFAB,
don't have extensive knowledge about
is the
IFAB.
group of people who create the rules for football every season.
Oh.
Oh,
Every season they set the rules of football
Mm.
standard. Like
Mm.
while they actually encourage what call the football leagues around the world to use that semi-automated VAR system while they were using it during the World Cup. The English Premier League opt not to. That's why this season you get all those stupid nonsense of VAR problems from the decisions which happened to Liverpool, and blah blah
correct.
blah. Right? So
Inconsistencies,
the
massive
inconsistency. Yeah.
inconsistencies.
So I guess if the EPL adopted the semi-automated VAR system and with the lines drawn by AI and all that, then maybe it wouldn't have brought them to a certain degree of controversy that we had. But guys, good to talk about the European Super League because this is a
Yes.
2.5 years ago story, right?
Yeah.
So we can actually more or less go back to Premier League football now. And since Ram is here and Ram doesn't have much time, there's actually, what would you say, Manchester United. All right. Manchester United and West Ham. Okay, this one, of course, I have to add in, right? Manchester United played Liverpool last week and drew 0-0, right? West Ham played Wolves and won 3-0. But West Ham, you guys lost, right? Midweek
To
in
Liverpool.
the Carabao to Liverpool. Yeah, yeah,
To
yeah,
be honest, I don't want to talk about that.
yeah,
Very,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
my brother is a Liverpool fan, and I'm pissed off because,
Yeah.
to be honest,
You're not
I, I,
understanding
felt, I
kind of.
felt a bit embarrassed really because I couldn't watch the match. The match wasn't showing on Astro,
Oh
so
yeah.
and I didn't see the score, and I was trying to think right. I was trying to think positive and say, okay, we might have a go at Liverpool, but yeah, it's just I'll come to it a bit. Yeah, I'll come to it
You
a bit.
come to it. Okay, I'm sure you will, right? But of course, like what has been said, right? Okay, since Ram and you guys are together, so I'll put this into Liverpool 0, MU 0. Okay, let's go to that too. Liverpool 0. What did I do here now? Liverpool 0. Yeah. Sometimes my fingers are too fast. I do wrong things. But guys, right. Come, let's talk about the West Ham game against Wolves, right? You beat Wolves 3-0. Was it a simple game?
Mm,
But you guys were at home, right?
mm. Yeah. I thought we played very well. I watched the
Mm-hmm.
game, and I thought it was a very important win that we had, and we needed a response to come back from the 5-0 defeat from Fulham. Now, just to come to that 5-0 defeat, I didn't expect that come from Fulham, because to be honest, I think there was before the Fulham game, there was a sickness bug that sort of happened,
Oh dear.
and uh, I think in the West Ham camp, and I thought, maybe I thought a few players would be out, and we didn't seem to be at the levels we used to be. And I watched the game very closely against Fulham. I thought it was sort of one of the worst matches I've seen. And Fulham walked us off the park. Fulham pressed us very well, and we got bounced, or sort of, we got caught in every area or every department, midfield, attack, and defense. We didn't play well, and Fulham deserved it completely. You give Fulham the space, and they punish us. And let's be honest here. I think I know many people from the outside. Okay, how do I say this? A lot of fans, what is Liverpool fans, Man United fans, they like to view from the outside, seeing West Ham doing well. Okay, I'm just saying this from a perspective. They might say, West Ham won the Conference League, have done well under Moyes. Okay, that is their might be their perspective in a overall summary. Yeah, but when I'm looking at it, don't get me wrong, I agree with that. But what doesn't come into context is the style of play, because it's already been I think close to 4 years since Moyes has been here, and
Okay.
Moyes has sort of gotten the credit he deserves, and fairly so because of what he's done. But what I'm gotten to a point which I'm very bit frustrated now about, I think every West Ham fan is the amount of times that Moyes keeps sticking to his tactics and keeps playing the same way. And as since we are starting to develop as a top 8 club, and we want to reach, we already got a taste of how a trophy is like last season, and we want to start competing for to get more trophies. And he keeps talking about us, saying that we want to challenge for the top teams. We want to start showing what we can do. We want to start. He tries to come up with facts that he wants to try act arrogant. That to me, when in press conferences, especially the Liverpool game, he was very defensive in the game, in the press conference. Sorry, I was watching the press conference very closely, and I didn't like what my manager said. That is what you call an arrogant manager. And if you look at other managers, you don't. That tells you that your manager's it's a manager who comes up fighting. And Moyes is that type of manager which who's arrogant. He comes across as the type of person who just wants to stay. And one I think a journalist asked him, I don't know what he asked, but he asked something about West Ham's rotation, because we don't seem to rotate our players well, and we always stick to the same. And of course, if you keep playing the same players, right, your players are going to get tired. Your players are going to get
Yes.
tired.
Be fatigued. Yes.
And our rotational players are all squad players who have only come in and out for probably 20, 30 minutes. So they're not going to have enough time. And when you chuck them in against Liverpool, who are not who are a very difficult side, and you're going to play them at Anfield, and it's a tough place to go. And he's only won once there, I don't know, in the past 60, and he's only won, he hasn't won ever in his career at Anfield. And that's, of course, another stat which is bad for Moyes, but that tells you that he doesn't know how to rotate players properly. He doesn't know when to put the players. He doesn't give them. We have players like Corney, for example. We have players like Ben Johnson. We have players like Ogbonna. We have players like Ben Rama, which we don't use, but we don't give them proper minutes against proper sides who can at least show some quality. But when he comes out and says, "Oh, I want to give my players chance, I want to give my players opportunities," but you're not giving them at the right time, then what's the point? And this has been, we have sort of, to me, when I've seen this past few game or past 5 to 6 years, I've analyzed the past few games, we have papered over the cracks. We've actually papered over the cracks. Yes, we may have played some good football. We won against Spurs. We've won against Wolves. We've done all this, which is great. West Ham at their best play very well. I'm being honest here. But when what you saw against Liverpool is West Ham at the worst. I mean, that was the worst. I was actually embarrassed. Very
I thought
embarrassed.
I thought Fulham was the worst. But okay, okay. We come back to the same thing, right? So you're back to Moyes out again, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got the impression of.
Because last season, right? Keshav was Moyes out all the way until the Conference League final, right? And then when West Ham won the Conference League final, he was more or less back on the fence. This season,
more back on the fence.
But the thing is, I don't know what you're expected to get from Moyes, because he's always been like this.
Keshav, but aren't you happy? You're in so much a better position than you were last season.
I get it, Eugene. I understand, but it's how we set up. You get what I mean? It's how we set up against sides. When you set up, it's like what I want from my manager is I do want my
but you
manager
should
to
understand,
say that,
managers are managers. You understand, sir? We had Mourinho, we had
Conte.
Nuno. Welcome back,
Conte.
Nuno. Right? We had welcome back Nuno first, right? He's back at where's he now?
We do
Uh,
nothing
He's back
for
at
us.
Nottingham Forest.
yeah,
Forest.
he's
I
gone
can't
back
believe
to
actually
Forest,
gone back
right?
to Forest. That's actually
Yeah,
bad.
Nuno's gone back to Forest. But we're talking about, managers do managers what managers want. Guys, we were 9 men down against Chelsea, and we still played the high line.
I
That
mean,
was crazy.
sometimes you got to win ugly. you got to play the
Yeah.
dirty game.
I
and you
think
gotta win
Moyes has
ugly.
actually found a
So,
very good fit with West Ham personally, because
Yeah.
it's not like United, where United he had crazy expectations after Ferguson, and then
Yeah.
it's not. He's kind of like and he had Everton back in the day. It's that sort of level club. So
Yeah.
so
I agree with that, and I do think he fits us. Don't get me wrong. I do think he fits us, but I feel he has reached his ceiling. That's what I feel.
He
But
might
then-
not be the fans' favorite. Yes,
Well, of
He
course,
might
I get it.
fit-
I do understand that.
he will fit the mold for the owners. That's one thing. And he's gotten you guys a trophy, not just a trophy, even though it's a minor trophy in
I'm
Europe. it's still-
starving. I would have taken.
Yeah, it's still a European trophy. You get
I
what
would
I'm
have
saying,
taken that.
right?
Yes, I understand that. Don't
You
get me
ask
wrong.
Ram, when was the last European trophy you won? When the last European trophy Spurs won? Right? We haven't won a European trophy in since 1984. My
Yeah.
God, 40 years. You get what I'm saying? So,
I
but of
I
course,
get it. I
fans
understand.
will be fans. Yeah,
But,
we understand fans will be fans. Yeah, I understand.
get it.
But I know
And-
Cash Up. Cash Up has been Moist out for all. But okay, if you want to give Cash Up a question, right? If you don't have Moist there, who are you going to have?
Well, that is the thing. And I would like someone who plays attacking football. This is what I've been saying. Because if you look at the
So-
players
so
we
you-
have at the squad, like Paqueta and Kudus, who's been on form. No, I'm saying when you have the if you look at our team right now, and if you ask us to let the players have freedom, like what you saw against, if you watch the team against Wolves, which I saw the game, you have Paqueta play well, and you have Kudus have the ball, and you have Ward-Prowse doing the passes well, and you have Alvarez blocking, doing the defensive tackles. You have Zuma and Agad doing, having good relationships.
Big up,
all
Big
these
up.
things.
Merry Christmas to you too. I understand.
Um,
That will come to the big good question is, right? Because
But don't you think that if they did play
On
West
Bowen's
Ham play
side.
that they would lose their defensive solidity? Because let's be honest, no disrespect to Zuma and defenders like Ogbonna, and they're not like the best defenders in the league. So you can't. It's like Spurs without Van der Ven. Let's be honest, we can't replay a high line. We have been doing it, but we can't
when
replay it.
And when Spurs loses, Madison is somehow or another we don't have the creativity. Right?
Yeah,
But okay,
so-
we come back to this thing, right? Okay.
But I just don't think West Ham have. If West Ham had like 2 world-class centre backs or something like that, then I'd be like,
they
fair
lost,
enough. Then you can play
Harry-
higher up the pitch. But
but they lost Declan Rice. You get what I'm saying? No?
and
While they
Declan Rice was the
improved
best
the other
player.
side, right? They sold Declan Rice to Arsenal, right? Their midfield, at least now,
Got
you know,
Ward-Prowse,
they brought in Ward-Prowse. But
I-
Suchek and Kufal or something like that.
I think
Alvarez.
what,
We got Alvarez.
Is
I
it
think-
Alvarez?
Yeah.
I think apart from what you said, Keshav, about Moyes, right? I think I got to say that he's one manager that has done really good business for West Ham. I think he's got in some excellent players for you guys, and only he could do it.
I mean,
with West Ham.
Kudus is brilliant, honestly.
Fantastic! I love that guy. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Kudus is a good player. Right. Okay. Let's come to Ram now, right? I'll get to Ram because Ram, you guys played Liverpool last week and the score was 0-0. Are you
Yeah.
actually happy with it? A lot of people are saying, right, while Liverpool had most of the ball, attack, right? Manchester United had more clear-cut chances than Liverpool in the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, you see, I'll be. I mean, it's not right for me to say that I'm super happy, with the draw, with the 0-0. Obviously not. I would have expected my team to go all out and probably win the game, or score a few goals. But we lost 7-0 at Anfield last season.
Yeah.
So when we decided to go into Anfield this time, I think I got to give credit to Ten Hag for sticking to his tactics, and the players actually were together. They knew what they were doing, even though it was not easy to watch. I thought every single one of them performed and did their best to fight for the ball, not make it easy for Liverpool to take shots. And Liverpool had 12 corners. and
Yes.
0 for United. So I guess from 7-0 they went 12-0 up. It's upgrade for them, but this is time is the form of corners instead of scoreline. But to be honest, I'm just satisfied that we, after a defeat from Bournemouth at Old Trafford before Liverpool, we went to Anfield and got a point. And I think this is a good time for us to build on that and do something in the next few games. So I think I would say I'm satisfied. Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
yeah.
Then the next part I'll come into, right? West Ham versus Manchester United, the upcoming game this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Ram, I'll go
Mm.
to Ram first since you are away, right? What
Yeah.
do you think you have any good chances? While West Ham now supposed to be, of course, they lost in midweek
Mhm.
to Liverpool away.
Mhm.
Do you think you have a chance of actually grabbing something there from them?
I don't. To be honest, right? West Ham, I think, are in a better position, in terms of scoring goals than we are. So West Ham can actually score goals, and they have Kudus. Kudus is a fantastic player. I think he's a danger guy, and Paqueta is fantastic as well. He was the man of the match for me. Against Wolves, I think. But I think United will probably go there with the mindset to win the game. But I think it's not going to end up a win. I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be like a 1-1 or a 2-2.
Mm.
To be honest.
Mm.
Okay, fair. Keshav, you confident you're gonna beat
Um,
them?
Look, to be honest, I think we have to respond. We have to respond from this defeat. 5-1 is not acceptable against a Liverpool side, and I'm still again pissed off. But we have to respond against Man United. That's hugely important. We have to give back to our fans. 6,000 fans travel to the Anfield, and I feel so sorry for those fans because it's not nice to lose 5-1 and having Moyes say those comments was a bit rude. I found it a bit insulting, really very rude from Moyes because to have your manager say that it's just you don't want that type of response. You really don't. So I'm actually, to be honest, quite optimistic for this game because I feel quite, yes, I know Man United have players like Rashford and Anthony and Fernandez, but you know what? Yes, the last time we won 1-0 to sort of stay in the Premier League. I remember I remember I watched the game. West Ham won 1-0. I think who scored? I remember who scored. I forgot who.
Tevez.
No, De Gea put it in his own net. I think that was the
Oh,
Barama. Barama scored. Yeah,
Okay.
Ben
yeah,
Rama.
Ben Rama,
Okay.
yeah.
Barama scored that goal, and we tried to keep a clean sheet. Yeah, that was a game where it made us safe, I think, in the Premier League. Yeah, that was the game. But I think I'm confident because I don't think Man United are, I don't know how to say, Man United are hot and cold. I think I'll sum it up that way. I was watching the game against Bournemouth, and to be honest, I watched the first 5 minutes, and I thought, how is his Bournemouth side dominating against United? Bournemouth are lower down the team, and you have players like Anthony and Fernandez, who are, all these players are top players. They're just not coached and trained to a high level, and you see Bournemouth who are doing this pressing intensity and coached under probably an unknown manager will just come into the Premier League and you play like that and you press United, and in a way, I feel like a lot of teams give Man United a lot of respect. But I think now that's not the case now. You see, like Bournemouth came to Old Trafford. Yes, it's not an easy place to go, but they didn't give Man United respect. Look what they did. They went to Man United and they just stick to their own game plan, and they did what they did. They won 3-0 because they put in the effort. They pressed United. They forced them into mistakes. So especially Solanke, he was very good that game. And I was thinking, Man United are going to play Evans and Varane. They are slow at the back. They don't have pace in the back. So Bowen is going to cause them problems. We have players in our team that's going to cause Man United problems. Shaw, let's be honest here, Shaw's not a great defender. So we also can cause problems that side.
Mhm.
Bisaka's good. But other than that, I don't know. I agree with Ram in saying it could be a draw, but I think we have to bounce back here. I really do. I mean, we have to
Oh,
bounce back. Because you see, our next few games is Arsenal and Brighton. Those are, I'm not looking forward to those because again with Declan Rice and then you got Brighton. No, I'm not looking forward because these are tough teams.
I love you, Keshav. I like how you're looking forward to the MU game, but you're not looking forward towards.
No, no, no,
that's
no.
why I'm gonna say that. So Keshav is not afraid of you, Ram. right? He's more afraid of
And,
Arsenal and Brighton at the
and
moment.
what
So he
have we
doesn't.
become? What have we
What
become?
happened to you? What has happened to MU, man? West Ham fan not afraid of you guys anymore. But Ram, of course, Ram has got a bit of time left, right? Before
Yes.
we let him go, right? I'll go quickly onto this because I need to get some opinions from Ram, right? Ram, what do you think about Spurs nowadays with Ange Ball and all that? You know, we had our good run, then we had a bad run, and now we're slowly picking up the pieces again because from our decimated squad and all that, right? Forest against Spurs. Did you watch the match? What your feelings about it? And then the next thing is Spurs against Everton. We're coming up against on informed Everton team, right? Playing very well, to tell the truth, at this moment in time. And we're all surprised that Sean Dyche, right, being turning Everton into a actually attacking team. You know, instead of the long ball kind of thing, right? Turning them exciting and an attacking team.
I'm not going to say anything because I've been championing Sean Dyche for ages. So.
No, but the thing is that, you know, he's been there. He's been in the league for so long, right? He should learn. You know, I mean, all these years, right? He should be able to pick up some
But
things.
also,
and
you have to
change
think.
the style of
We'll
football.
speak out in a bit. I'll say what I want to say later.
Yeah, but let Ram have his say before he goes on his daddy duties, right? Ram, Spurs, and of course Spurs against Everton. What are your thoughts? Being outside,
I think Spurs are brilliant. Ange has done a
brilliant
really.
9-man playing a high line like that. You call it brilliant.
I just love the football that you guys are playing, this season so far, especially how you guys started off and still playing. I just love the attacking football that you guys are playing. Yeah, I mean, you guys obviously are going to lose a few games here and there, for sure. But I think the way that you guys are playing, you guys have a new identity. It's nice to see. Like you guys know how he's playing that kind of football, and he's daring. He takes risks. He doesn't mind conceding a goal, but because he wants to know that he can score 2 goals. So Ange gives me that mindset that he's not afraid. He will take all that chances and he will put on the players that can do. So I think you guys are definitely going to be. You guys are on a very good momentum. Spurs are on a very good momentum right now, and I think it wouldn't be a problem for you guys to see out this game against
Oh,
Everton
seriously.
because you guys are playing at home. Probably if you guys are playing away, it might have been a little bit more tricky.
I'm more fearful when we play at home, Ram. When we played at home against Aston Villa, we lost. When we played at home against West Ham, we lost. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm more afraid of playing at home. Playing away, to tell the truth, I think the pressure is off us because we're not at home, right? So we lose also or we draw, it doesn't hurt that much.
Yeah.
But when you're at home, you lose, that hurts, especially when we lost to West Ham, that hurt big time, right? But coming to it, and I gotta tell you this, Ram, before you go, right? We had a meet and greet with Mr. Dimitar Berbatov, right? Last week.
Yes.
In Sofitel. Yeah. I asked him a question. I asked him a question personally while we had a Q&A at the time. I asked him at this current time, right? I'll post that video out later because I need to get the approval of the organizers and the channel who I mean the Astro who arranged the meet, because I asked him this question. I asked him at this current time of point, right? If he was still playing and he was given a choice to join the club, because when he left us in 2008 to join you guys, right? He was more or less like something like, okay, I had a choice to go to Manchester United to win big things, right? Because he was more or less from a generation where Spurs fans can know that he was more or less the last few people who lifted the cup for us, right?
Yes,
so he moved on
correct.
to bigger things. But I asked him this question. In this point of time, right? If you were given a choice and you were still playing football, right? And it was between Spurs and Manchester United, which club would you pick to join? Guess what? He said he'll pick Spurs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that he did, because if you ask anyone who had the history of both clubs at this current point of time, I think it's of course wiser for them to go for Spurs, because look at, okay, besides Levy and the unique out that you guys have, I think overall you guys play better football. Simple as that. We don't. United does not have an identity. We don't know. I mean, as a fan, to be honest, guys, I don't even know when we're playing the next game. Are we going to win or lose? I don't know. It's like I'm clueless. It's like every game is a surprise for me. So yeah. I don't even know what to say about the identity that we have. So yeah, I think that's good of Berbatov to actually say that. Actually, was very happy, Eugene.
Yeah, okay. But
Is it
okay,
the
Ram.
club Sorry,
Go ahead, Chan.
sorry, Mr. Eugene. I just have a very quick question for Ram before he logs off. Mr.
Yeah.
Ram, can I please get a score prediction for you for the
Yeah.
West Ham and United game, please? Your score prediction.
Wow, this is going to be tough. I think I'm going to go with 2-2.
Okay,
Oh,
2-2
Desmond.
draw.
He's going for Desmond, right?
Okay.
But Ram, yep, thanks for being on here, right? When you gonna do shows again, Ram? We're missing you, right? And you owe me a
Yeah,
show.
so yes, definitely. When I do, I'll definitely invite you. And now I have, I got to know the rest of you as well. I look forward to get connected with you guys,
Yeah.
and keep in touch.
Yes.
We'll do some shows together.
And don't forget, guys, Ram is from Plot Malaysia. And if you guys are watching on this later, go ahead and join. Go over and check out Plot
Subscribe to
Malaysia on
his channel.
YouTube, right? And yeah, go to his channel, give him a like, give him a subscribe, right? On Plot Malaysia. Ram, take care and hope you have good
Thank you
daddy
so
duties.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
Ram.
you,
All right, catch
everyone.
you
Take
later.
care.
Bye,
Nice
Ram.
meeting you. Take care.
Nice,
Bye-bye.
nice.
Bye, Ram.
Bye bye. Yeah.
Take care.
All right. Now it's the four of us. Okay. Since we are Spurs
Should
fans,
we
three
ask
of us are
Kesha
Spurs.
about his score prediction as well, Mr. Eugene?
Yeah, score
Yes, you
prediction
wanna
for
ask
West Ham
Kesha for his
Manchester
score
United. Yeah, Kesha.
I'm gonna say 2-1.
2-1.
Two?
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
To West Ham. All right. And okay, Chang, what about your score prediction? West Ham and you.
I'm actually going for a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be a very cagey effect. I don't think it's going to be much goal mouth action for either team, seeing as how they came off from recent bad form. I am still, however, predicting that it's going to be a very feisty encounter, and it's going to be one of those matches where it's the very fine footballing decisions. It's going to be those. How do you say this?
So Chang, you're saying VAR is going to get involved again, right?
It's going to. There's not only VAR. But it's not just VAR. Let me just make this very clear. It's good. There's going to be some very controversial footballing
as usual.
on field and off field decisions. Because I just checked the officials for this match. Spurs fans, you're definitely going to lick your lips at this. Simon Hooper. He's going to be officiating this match, the West Ham versus United match. So the on-field decisions that he's been making of late has left most puzzled with his refereeing decisions. This is going to be one of those matches where there will be controversy. Mark my words. Come the full-time whistle, 2-1 and 2-2 might be a bit of an ask. I still do expect goals from this, and I think it's going to be very fine footballing decisions as well as that gulf in class between the two teams. The match is there for the taking. Don't get me wrong. I believe both West Ham and Manchester United have what it takes to win this game. Maybe by an odd goal or two, as may be the case with West Ham's previous match against Liverpool and also Wolves, as well as Manchester United's recent Champions League match last week. It's about which team wants it most. Let's just put it this way. Which team between West Ham and Manchester United wants this match most? Back to you, Mr. Eugene.
Okay. You're going for 2-2, right? So, okay.
1-1.
Harry?
Mine is 1-1.
Oh, going for 1-1. Sorry, 1-1. Right.
I'm going
Correct.
2-1 to West Ham. I think.
Oh, 2-1 to West Ham.
Same
You're
as
gonna
Kesha
follow.
then.
Yeah.
Same as Kesha.
Yeah.
I think they're
No,
going
but guys,
to win.
yeah, but the truth, right, guys, at the moment, the way I see what's wrong with Manchester United, I think they have a problem with the squad. They don't have that unity in that squad. I think there are too many individual players there. They're not playing as a team at the moment. And I see West Ham play more of a team, but the problem with West Ham is that they got their off days and their on days. You know what I'm saying? When they're on, right, they're not going to be easy to beat. You get what I'm saying? But when they go off, they really go off. So, I mean, they disappear. But this match coming up is hard to say because if I'm not mistaken, West Ham played the midweek game. Manchester United didn't play any games like us, right, in the midweek. So I guess, Manchester United might have more legs on them, right? But and then West Ham had to travel to Liverpool to play the game and come back. And of course, Manchester United has to travel down to London to play them. But as I see it, there might be a good chance for actually, I don't know, maybe Manchester United coming to form and smash West Ham once in a while.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna accept that.
I
No,
don't know.
you
If that happens, Moise,
If it
you
was at
won't
Old
believe.
Trafford, maybe I'll think different. But because it's at West Ham, I just
Moise
think West
should.
Ham.
If that happens, if it's a 4-1,
Oh
5-1, Moise.
yeah, but then Manchester United has got a very bad away form at the moment, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So
So
It's true. That is true. Yes.
yeah. But okay, whatever it is, to us, I think the only big effect to us is that if Manchester United wins, they will more or less close the gap to us to that top four position. If West Ham wins, West Ham will close the gap onto Manchester United, right? So for me, my predicted scoreline more or less, I'll go for a draw, right? Another 2-2, a Desmond. Yeah, I'll go for a Desmond, like what Ram did. But okay, back to Spurs, right? I'll come to Keshav first, right? I'm not sure whether Keshav you watched the game against Forest against Spurs, right? Then after that, I'll get your opinion on what's going to happen against Spurs against Everton, because I was saying Everton, surprisingly, after even being docked 10 points, right? They are on 16 points, and if Everton wasn't docked at 10 points, they will be above West Ham. Will it? Let me check. Will Everton be above West Ham if they weren't docked at 10 points? Because if I'm not mistaken,
Yes, I agree with that. I think so. Yep, you're right with that. I
yeah.
think so. And that is,
So
to be
Okay,
honest, embarrassing for us.
I have
Really.
the table here with me.
Yeah.
I have the table
Go
here
ahead.
with me. If
Go
Everton
ahead.
were not docked 10 points, they will now be on 26 points, which is just 1 point behind, or rather below, West Ham. So if
Oh,
Everton
1
weren't
point
docked
behind.
10
Okay.
points, they would be in between West Ham and Chelsea on 26 points. So it's very
Oh,
close. They're
okay.
going to be very close to West Ham
Okay.
if they weren't docked those 10 points.
So that means that it's not going to be an easy game. And then, like I was saying, right, we're playing at home. I got this funny kind of feeling that at home is not such a good thing for us at the moment, right? And of course, big up, right? Big up, right? I'm well. Hope you're well too, right? But guys, come back to Keshav. Your thoughts and give me a score prediction for the Spurs Everton game.
I have to say, I've been impressed by both sides. I know we beat you guys, I think 2 weeks ago. That was I think that was a quite a good game from West Ham. I think I didn't watch the game. I recorded the game, and I thought that, to be honest, I got pissed off when Spurs scored, because I was thinking this is so typical of Spurs, and I was thinking it would be so typical of West Ham if West Ham scored in the second half 2 goals, and it did happen by Ward-Prowse and Bowen. So then I was over the moon by that. But I don't get me wrong, I'm besides that, I'm very impressed by Angeball. I have to say, okay, I'm very impressed because what I like about him, right, this is the difference. Huh? What I like about Ange Postecoglou and Moyes, I know they're two different Ange, but what I like most about Postecoglou is that he plays attacking football. He goes on the front foot and he takes risks. Moyes is the complete opposite of that. He's not going to do that. He's defensive mode, low block, sit back. He's gonna, like Bernie lah, sit back. The old times Bernie like that, sit back, hoof the ball, long ball. I just hate that type of style.
Wasn't that Daesh ball too?
Yeah, dice ball. Basically, dice ball. Yeah,
It's
dice ball.
basically Daesh ball. When you're talking about Burnley, Burnley was under
Burnley,
Daesh, right?
Burnley, yeah.
Daesh
I
ball.
see Burnley.
Yeah, but now you're talking about now you're talking about Spurs playing an Everton, which with a totally different dynamics. Being docked 10 points because of FFP,
Yeah.
right? And then now, even overcoming that 10 points to be in their position right now, it's giving that Everton team so much confidence, right? To go out and do something to us, because we have our frailties. You get what I'm saying? And if you are more or less a coach or a manager who sees what Spurs are, while especially when we're at home, we always overdo that highline thing. That's why we always get caught out. And especially now without VDV in our defense, right? That actually gives Everton a very, very good chance of actually playing us to a certain kind of a degree where they will catch us off, right? And let's say you got Romero and Ben Davies, right? But to honestly tell the truth, in the past 2 games, when we played against Forest and who did we play? Newcastle, right? Ben Davies wasn't as bad as we thought he would be, but mistakes will still come in. But at this point in time, as I see it, I'm still quite skeptical of that Everton game at this moment, right? But what's your score prediction for the Everton game against Spurs?
I'm gonna say 1-1. I don't know.
Oh,
I just
1-1.
I've got this feeling
All
that
right.
Everton are gonna snatch something with Ducore or some goal from Ducore or Calvert-Lewin or I feel that's come because I feel, don't get me wrong, I think Everton have surprised me. I think Everton have shocked me because the way they're playing and the confidence they've from the way they've played, and they've got such, it seemed that I feel that the 10-point deduction have sort of it sort of made them unfazed by it. It's sort of like, let's push that aside and focus on just getting as many points as possible, winning as many games possible. I think they're doing that very well. They're
I
focused
think
on the
no, but
Yeah.
Keshav, I think that 10-point deduction actually galvanized that team.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
It's
yeah,
galvanized
yeah,
to be
I
a
would
team
say
to
yes.
have
It's actually
to prove to the rest of the league, right? You can take 10 points away from me, and I'm still going to smash as much as I can, which I think is played into the hands of the Daesh's the mental part of his squad. But okay, score predictions, Keshav.
It's either going to be 1-1 or 1-0 Spurs. Richarlison, former club.
Oh, Richarlison, yeah.
wow,
hard to say.
Richarlison. That's very bold.
Yeah, Richarlison going back home. Okay, since Chang is going to be my co-host, right? I'm going to go to Harry first. Harry, your thoughts on what's been happening to Spurs recently? After
Okay.
that good run, that bad run, and now we're slowly picking it up again.
I still find we're very inconsistent because without our top Madders and Van der Ven, we can't play the same way. I know. I hate to say this. I'm very.
We've lost Bissouma.
Yeah. I mean, but did we really lose Bissouma? Because I think Sar's more important.
No, to tell the truth, I mean, even Bissouma is important because I feel if we don't have him, that attacking part of us. But I think
I just think we miss Bentancur more. I know Bentancur only played like 45.
No, I think
minutes, whatever it was.
after Bissouma's his problem with that red card, the first red card problem, then he came back, right?
He's gone completely off the boil.
He's gone off a bit at this moment. I got a funny feeling he's gone off a bit. But okay, Harry, go ahead.
Anyway, so I'm going to talk about Everton now. So obviously you spoke about the deduction has galvanized them, but also I think people need to understand about managers, and this is why I think people get completely wrong. When Spurs like Conte and Mourinho, obviously they played a certain style, but that's also due to the limits of the players that they had. I'm not saying like players can't get better, but in the sense of the style, and you've got Dyche's time at Burnley, right? He only had a certain level of player, a certain type of player, so he had to play the long ball. Now at Everton, he has, I'm not saying flair players, that's probably not the right word, but more better equipped players. He can
more
play
technical players, you're saying. More technical players.
He can play in a different way, right? But what I've noticed about Everton, so I've been, as you know, I like Dyche a lot. I've been watching quite a lot of Everton. So I've noticed in their away games, he'll go to a obviously more defensive setup, which is kind of understandable. But last game he played a back five away to Forest, and they won 2-0. Yeah. And obviously he played Dwight McNeil was like a wing back, I think, on the left, and he played, I can't remember who it was on the right. And obviously Doucouré's kind of plays like the number 10-ish player now, and Calvert-Lewin's just like the target man, basically. So he's come back from injury, but he is still using the long ball. But I think with Everton now, I watched, for example, that's what I was saying about the away games and the home games. I watched the Newcastle game as well, the first half. They were literally all over Newcastle. And you would have thought, oh, this isn't Dyche ball. But like he had the players to play attacking. He probably knew Newcastle were vulnerable, and that's why he played that way. I see the best managers for me are managers that adapt to what they have and to different games. And this is why I rate Dyche, I guess, so highly, because he's really underrated. He's obviously got better.
Yeah. We know your love for Dyche, right?
So what I'm saying is Everton are dangerous, and this is why I'm going with Keshav's score. It'll probably be 1-1 because they'll just. I think Everton will just sit back.
But what you say is correct, right, Harry? If Everton sits back, right, plays five at the back, and then they go on counter attacking football, and if they do that lob ball right over our defense,
it's our weakness. It's literally our biggest weakness.
That is our main weakness. We don't have the speed to chase the ball. You understand what I'm saying, right? And of course, like what Early Doors Football TV says, right? Everton's going to win 2-1. That's my biggest fear too, right? My biggest fear in the past few games, right? When we went up 1-0, remember? And I was going, shit, if we go up 1-0 first and we're going to fall asleep in the second half, they're going to come back and they're going to score 2 goals.
I know people be also another thing. I know criticism of Angeable, but I feel like our players are too relaxed. This is what I don't like. So we start winning 1 or 2-0, and suddenly the players think they just won the game, and then the other team scores, and then we let them back in. Like, I don't understand why players. So it's like the players are relaxed, taking their time. Oh, this, oh that.
Maybe they just.
And eventually, one day it's going to cost us because we're going to let teams completely back in.
Yeah, the thing is that we don't have the players to react fast enough. Maybe there's some players in our squad. They're a bit
with
slow.
Everton. You mentioned about the galvanizing. So apparently he pulled all the squad in. I read about this, and he spoke to them all saying, "Are you on board or not?" As in to stay, and they all up for it. As in, so there's a very, very big togetherness right now at Everton. So they're all pulling in the same direction. And you can see by the way they're playing, they're playing like a almost it's like I'm watching a European team. It's a bit weird to explain. It's like Dyche is fine. Like they've won 5 of their last 6, I think, or something like that. Is it 5 of the last 6 or 4 of their last 5?
Yeah, 5 of the last 6, if I'm mistaken, something like that. They won.
Yes, correct. You got it
They're
right.
literally they're going out there and they're playing with a purpose, and they're going out there to win. But he's been very clever. Like I said, he's been very clever, and you can see that they're all pulling in the same direction. And that kind of team is very dangerous to play against.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, Harry, what was your score prediction again?
1-1.
And who would you predict to score for Spurs?
Oh yeah, Richarlison is going to be definitely.
Wow,
Yeah, Richarlison. Yeah,
I was going to say, everyone got
okay.
on my back about Richarlison, right? But now look at what's happening. When he's finally fit, he's actually
nice. All right, guys. Richarlison had a problem with his pubes. All right. So when you have a problem with your pubes, right, you can't shoot. Get it. But guys,
the thing is, Ange made a big comment about.
Guys, please don't forget to
comment about Richarlison. Sorry,
yeah.
Comment about Richarlison. Sorry, is that Ange made a very good, interesting comment after the post-match. After he scored against the 2 goals, he said apparently he played Richarlison wide earlier in the season to get him through games. So he must have been carrying the injury, because I think W.Ham on Twitter said something about this. So maybe he said he played him in the wide positions, but now he's had this operation. He's playing him in the middle. So to me, that kind of makes sense. And on Richarlison, right, he doesn't actually suck. It's just that you're looking at someone like Harry Kane, right, who for me could create his own chances and was like an elite striker. Son and Richarlison are not elite strikers, right? They're just not. You need to give them on the plate. Like with Son, pretty much all his goals this season literally on a plate. Yeah, Maddison played like a through ball. He was like there. He had to just put it through the net. Even with Richarlison's goals, right? I've sitting and praised him. It's because we're playing crosses into the box. Kulusevski's assist against Forest was a massive cross. There's no point in sticking someone very tall up front, Eugene. If you're not going to play a long ball. I understand. It doesn't make it's common sense.
Yeah, but the thing is that the common sense, of course, you understand. Okay, Early Doors Football, thanks for being on. Don't forget to like and subscribe, right? Big up Brian Daigle, my brother. How are you doing, Daigle? Right, big up to everyone, right? Of course, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you too. Right, and big up special to Chan.
Scott, all of Son's goals are tap-ins, mate. So
Scott loves you so much, right?
But pipe down. All of Son's goals are tap-ins. Go watch back the goals. They're all tap-ins, mate.
Scott, I love Scott. Whenever Scott is in the chats, right, he's the biggest troll, right? That's why we all love Scott, right? But whenever he gets onto my channel, right, he's such a nice guy.
I know, it's so weird, isn't it? In the chat, he's like, we're negative of this. And then he goes in the chat, oh, no, it's not so bad. Let's just praise Son for scoring and tapping. But,
But, okay, you're going for a 1-1 scoreline.
Yeah, 1-1. And I think, what's his name? Dwight McNeil will probably score for them.
Okay, I thought Decore will score for them, because Decore is having one of a very good season.
Apparently he might not play. He might use a doubt, I think. I was reading that they got 4 doubts for the game.
All right. And yes, Chang, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Harry, I just have a very quick question for you, because you mentioned, or rather you predicted that Richarlison will score for Spurs against Everton. I'd just like to get your thoughts on the rumors that there are Saudi League teams. There's a Saudi League team that has concrete interest in Richarlison.
Yeah.
If this Saudi League team were to come in with a substantial offer for Richarlison in a fortnight's time, when the January transfer windows were open, would you, in your own right, want to sell Richarlison if Spurs were able to find a better replacement for him?
That's the big question. Are we going to find a better replacement? Because we won't. Because if you asked me this question right in the summer, I'd say yes. But because we're in January, I just don't see and I don't think we can afford to spend the whole season just with Son and Velis.
Oh,
I
no,
don't think
can't do
Velis
that,
is
yeah.
anywhere near ready to be like a backup even. He's going to get a few minutes here and there. And if we were still in the Cups, I'd like to have seen him play in the Cups. But I don't think it's a massive risk to let him go in January because it's not like I can find anyone. You say that, Scott. I don't think you're better than Richarlison. but so
Okay.
so, like,
Yeah,
like,
Banter
you can't, what
replacement,
strike is
yeah.
there out there that we can go out and buy that Liverpool actually sanction? Because it's just not going to happen.
No, of course.
So,
Okay, you're talking about Richard. Okay, go ahead, Chang.
Plus,
sorry,
I don't think he
on
wants
the
to go
same-
to
on the-
Saudi anyway. I don't think he wants to go to Saudi
Okay.
anyway.
On the same topic of Richarlison, I'm going to throw this question also to Keshaf. Keshaf, if let's say Daniel Levy were to offer Richarlison to West Ham, would you jump at the chance to sign Richarlison from Spurs, Keshaf?
Ooh. Oh,
He's got his pube fix.
I actually think it would suit West Ham. But anyway,
it's a tough question, really.
Take all the time you need to answer this. Take all the time you need. We are all ears right now.
If you ask me, I would, based on the fact that he can score headers, and based on the fact of James Ward-Prowse with his set pieces, what he can offer. Maybe in that aspect, I can probably see. Corners, yeah, I can see it happening. And Antonio is probably 33, 34. So I think Antonio will probably leave. I think maybe this season or next season. I don't know when, but we do need a striker. We can't keep relying on Bowen in that aspect. But yeah, I mean, we also are lacking in our striker department. We keep relying on Bowen. I mean, it's not good.
Keshav, did you guys sell Skamaka in the end, or is he out on loan or something?
No, he's in. Yeah, we saw Skamaka is at
Oh, he's
Atalanta.
back in the, he's back in the Italian league, right? Skamaka.
Atalanta, yeah.
Did
He's
you
doing
sell
very
him, or
well.
was it a loan?
No, we
Oh,
sold
oh.
him.
You lost,
And all-
your guys lost quite a lot of money for him, right? You got him for something like 30 or 40 million pounds, and you sold him for
30 to 40 million. And as always, Moyes doesn't develop players properly, and this is what happens when players leave West Ham. They do well. This is always the problem, and it does happen, right? Yeah. Yep, this is what happens.
So that means you will take Richarlison, but of course the price has to be
I would
right. in the
take it.
first place, right? You're
Probably-
not going to get it
I-
for free.
I think Richarlison, if you ask me what his value is, I think probably 30. I don't think he's worth that really
I don't
much.
know. Okay, for me, it's that like this at this moment in time, right? If we get Madison back, and if we actually can get balls to be crossed in for Richarlison to head in, a chance to head in, right? But we have seen Richarlison miss sitters before, you know.
Yeah, the one
But
against West
Eugene,
Ham.
we've seen so many players miss sitters. Look at Johnson.
No, I mean
Brennan
during
Johnson.
crucial times, you're gonna, especially against West Ham. Remember
Yeah,
the game against West Ham, right? Richarlison had the chance to actually score the header, right?
Yeah.
And if that header went in, right,
Mm.
that would be a totally different game. But
But
someone
then
like
he
those-
scored the one against Forest when he had like one header.
yeah, but the thing is that but like I said, that's when he just came
But
back.
every player,
So maybe-
unfortunately,
maybe he
Eugene, every player misses chances. It's just how it is.
No, every player
Even
will miss
Kane,
chances.
even
Yeah,
Harry
yeah,
Kane, when
Kane-
Harry Kane was at
Yeah,
Spurs,
I've
you know
been
what you
saying
used to always
if
say? You know, he used to
I've been
say,
saying-
Eugene, I would
Yeah.
miss chance after chance after chance, but I know I'd score eventually. That's how he used to say
Yeah,
it.
everyone
So-
will miss chance after chance after chance. In the end, eventually you will score, right?
Yeah.
That's why the XGs and all that the stats comes in. But what I'm saying at this moment now, with Madison coming back in January and all that, right? And maybe Richarlison comes to a better position and score more goals at this moment in time, right? His price might go up. Because what we are talking about now, right? The Saudis want him for about 50 to 60 million pounds. That Levy will sell because Levy hasn't lost much money in that deal, right? And if Richarlison score more goals along the way this season, when summer comes along, right? And let's say if Richarlison reaches 15 goals or 18 or 17 goals, close to the 20 goal mark, his value increases for the Saudi league, correct?
But then
But the
would you
thing is
still
that-
sell him if he got 17 Premier League goals?
Yes, then that question comes in. Will you still sell him if he's
Because I
scoring
think
that
it's a bit
many goals?
stupid. Because
Yeah, that would make you look stupid if you do, right? But let's say if you do get the money, and let's say, my question now is very simple, guys. Would you take Ivan Toney over Richarlison?
No,
Guys?
no, it's pointless at this point. He's just settled into the team.
No, I'm saying,
Ivan
let's say,
Toney is a big risk, actually. Yes, he is. He has this proven goal scoring record, but can he fit the Ange ball system, I think it's the big question to ask.
You're gonna look very stupid in the summer, Scott.
I don't know.
warning
It's
you
not
from now.
Santiago.
I'm just warning you from now.
Yeah. No, but
I mean,
tell
I
you,
would like to be proven wrong. Don't get me wrong. I mean, honestly, if you look back at the recruitment, if you look back at the purchases that Spurs have splashed on in the past, can you, off the top of your head, honestly, just recall a proper centre forward or a striker signing that Spurs signed that actually backed goals? And I'm not
Berbatov.
talking about like
Berbatov.
that
loans.
was, we're talking back way back Berbatov. Yeah, that's the
yeah.
only one I know is Berbatov.
I'm not
right?
talking about
After that,
like
okay,
Yeah,
guys, and you know what, right? In that Berbatov meet and greet, right? You know what Berbatov said? If I didn't
What did he
leave,
say?
right? If I didn't leave, right? You guys would never have found Harry Kane.
He's right though, because
Yeah,
he is
right.
right. Yes,
Yeah,
there
he's
is a
right.
silver lining to that.
Yeah, because he left, and then they left the void there for a striker to come in to replace.
We tried to
But
fill
what
in.
Kane
We
is
tried
talking about-
Soldado a few years later,
Yeah,
didn't
we
we?
tried
But then we had the
Jensen,
era
tried-
with Redknapp
and
after
Dooley.
Berbatov. We had
Yes.
Crouch, Defoe.
Yeah.
King came back. He didn't come
I
back.
would
the same
say-
time.
Kane came back. Yeah.
Adebayor lasted a year.
I would say-
That was about a year.
Go ahead,
I
Chang.
would say the last great striker that we had that really did the job, that really got the job done
I'm sorry,
against
Scott. I'm not going to
defenses
say anything. You're going
in
to
the Premier League. There's only one name that comes to mind when you talk about striker purchases made by Spurs that have actually backed goals, and this person in particular is Super Pavlyuchenko. Now,
You know
this
what?
is-
I don't know
Pavlyuchenko.
about that.
Yeah, but no, but
I mean-
but Chang, you're talking about going back 15, 20 years. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. No, this is my
But
point.
that-
See, this is
that's the
my point
problem.
exactly. This is my point exactly. The recruitment and also the signings in the striker department that Spurs have
Oh.
made in the past decade or so. If you talk about the Darren Ben,
Luis Saha.
Vincent Jensen,
Saha on the free.
Luis Saha, yes, that's a good name to drop
Soldado
there.
is one I
Luis
was thinking.
Soldado, Vincent Jensen.
Roberto,
Yasser was awful,
Roberto
man. I
Soldado,
never
and
wanted
also
him.
very recently, if anyone
Llorente.
remembers that loan move, the loan move for this
Carlos Vinicius.
Vinicius Jr.
Carlos
I actually quite
Vinicius,
liked him,
yes.
you know. I actually quite liked him.
Yeah.
Actually, I did
No, but
quite
then
fancy
we
him.
we couldn't
He
buy
didn't
him
take his chance.
because
Yeah.
no, but Chang, we couldn't buy Carlos Vinicius because if I'm not mistaken, he came on loan
Yeah, and his
Yes,
release
right,
cost
yes,
was
he
like
was on loan.
30.
with an option to buy of like what I call about 30-40 million pounds.
We didn't take it.
Right?
We didn't take it. Yeah.
We didn't take it because he didn't score enough goals.
I just want to
But
make a
why-
comment about the price though, about Richarlison. So I was stand by what I said when we signed him, and I remember still actually watching this stream because with Brian Daigle, was me and Brian Daigle talking about this. So obviously they said 50-60 million, is this like our marquee signing? And I said no. And the reason I say no is because 50-60 million now is like a going rate for a striker, and even like a mid striker or a striker
mid-range.
who's
Yeah, the thing is
or
that
like
but, okay.
not the elite, like just say just
Yeah.
below. You're
But
talking
the
about
problem,
50,
but the
60
problem
million.
with Spurs, problem with Spurs is that somehow or another, right? Whenever we sign any player with a value up to 60 million pounds, right, we get bad players from them. So it's either
Yeah.
we sign them
They
below the
flatten
60
to
million
deceive.
pounds.
But
yeah,
what I want to
sign
say
them-
in someone like
sign them below the
Soldano's
60
defense,
million or
though,
sign them above the 60 million pounds.
But then,
That's how I
Eugene,
feel.
sometimes I have to say something. Sometimes we mess up the strikers. Like Vinicius, example, we never played him enough, right? And then how do you expect him to get goals?
No,
And
no,
with
the
Soldado,
bad-
I go back to Soldado, and I know a lot of
but-
people say, "Oh, Soldado
but
was
Harry, but I know
we
no, but
we bought Soldado, Eugene, and we played
And played him in
inverted
the wrong
wingers.
system.
We played inverted
Yeah.
wingers.
no,
What-
but we
how
played
does it make any
Soldado in
sense?
the. Soldado is a big and small player. Yes, yes, no. He needed someone up there with him. We played him alone as a lone striker. That was the wrong.
Correct.
No,
Little and
it would have
large,
worked,
yes,
Eugene.
little and
But we
large
didn't play
combo.
to his strengths.
It
We
would
played
have
inverted forwards.
Yeah, no,
We played
but okay.
Townsend and Lamella or Townsend and Charlie as
we
inverted.
have to come back to the point is that right.
Like I don't make any sense. to
Ever
me.
since Harry Kane emerged in our squad, we
Out of luck.
we never took the initiative, right,
To
to
build a-
buy a striker or to develop a striker, right, to be his backup. Yes, or not? We always
a good
relied
point.
on the squad. Whenever Harry Kane got injured, we threw in Son as the striker, the cheapest option. Threw somebody else in Son's position, make Son a striker, which is what we are doing now, right? Remember the first 12, 10 games, 11 games that we went on an unbeaten run. Richarlison was dog shit, couldn't score. We put Son in the middle. Son started to score, right? And then we find out Richarlison. Oh, I would have said big up to this. Big up, Guguma. How are you doing? Hope you're well, right? Hope you're well. Right? Okay, but what I'm saying is this. Ever since Kane is left, we've seen this scenario come back again. We've thrown Son into the middle. Richarlison had his puke problem. That's why he couldn't shoot for peanuts, right? And couldn't score, right? But now he's rectified that problem, right? Hopefully, right, he will have his, we've seen his scoring boots are back, right? He headed a goal. He shot a goal in. So
that
what
second
Harry's
goal was
saying,
brilliant against Newcastle.
yeah.
Honestly,
So that's what Harry. I think that's what Harry has got a certain point here is to say that okay, this is Richarlison's chance now. If he gets 15 to 20 goals this season, from now until end of the season, right? I believe he deserves to stay. Okay, if he doesn't, right, and it's like now he scores that amount of goals. Then after that he goes up and then he disappears, and then he comes back, score 2 or 3 goals. End of the season he scores about 9 or 10 goals. Will he fit our profile of actually wanting to win things?
There's another thing to take into consideration though, Eugene. So there's 2 ways you can look at this. One, you can see this as his first season really, because Conte kind of shoved him out the way the first season, right? He chucked him on the right, which I thought was baffling anyway. And he plus played, I think he played 1 game up front under Conte in the Champions League. Remember with his 2 headers?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's the only game I remember playing up front. So there's that to look at also. Because we had Harry Kane still at the time. But also, I think in the sense that Son is aging, let's be honest, he might only have 1 more year left. So you need to take into consideration, should we get rid of him if he gets like 12 goals? Because we need someone to striker regardless. But then you have to make a decision. Are the club going to sell the player who's the oldest? Because that's what we normally do. Are we going to keep Son as
what we should normally do, right, Harry? We're still
Son is going to be 30. He's going to be 30.
Still hanging on to Ben Davies, Eric Dyer, right, and all those places. But no, we're coming back to the same scenario again.
Richarlison's, I think, 25 or something, 26, something like that.
So if we, 26. If we take, let's say even if we keep Richarlison there, Richarlison still needs a backup. We still need.
We still need a striker anyway.
We still need another striker. We can't always be using Son as that replacement, as a cheap, alternative to cover Richarlison.
Yes.
And the second thing is that will the lease actually prove his worth? He's young. He's 18, 19, right?
Don't you think he needs a Premier League loan or something, like a bottom team?
He might need a loan to go out.
And Premier League loan, like a bottom side.
Who's that? Dane Scarlett.
What happened to Dane Scarlett? What happened to Dane Scarlett?
He's gone out on loan, Ipswich.
Is it Ipswich? Is it?
Yeah, if not mistaken, Dane Scarlett's gone out on loan. He's gone out to loan in Ipswich, right? So, and to tell the truth, he's not being played much either. I've been monitoring.
And we still have Troy Parrott too. Don't forget, we still have
Troy Parrott.
Yeah, we still have Troy Parrott. So, will these players come back, right? But the problem is that Ange is the only one who will know. Okay, guys. And of course, I'll come to Chang. Chang, what are your thoughts on the Spurs-Everton game? This is going to be interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to start this with my prediction. I feel that Spurs might just nick this game by a single odd goal. I'm going to go with a 1-0 score prediction, and I feel that it's going to be Son Heung-min again. Son Heung-min loves scoring against Everton. We've seen that in the past. He might just nick this goal if, and this is a big if he actually starts the game as a striker, the lone striker, which means I'm actually expecting big things from Brendan Johnson in this match. Don't get me wrong. I feel that Richarlison is coming on the back of some hot form, and he would really love to sink his teeth into some toffees on the eve of Christmas Eve against his old club Everton. But if there is one player which I'm going to stake a bet on to score against Everton, it would be Son Heung-min. 1-0, it will be my score prediction. Son to score, and it's going to be a very cagey affair. Don't get me wrong. I think that because now Bissouma is not going to be available for the foreseeable future until after the AFCON and probably way into February, the midfield is going to play a very, very vital role into ensuring that we shut out the Everton midfield and also their forward line. I'm actually looking towards Pierre-Emile Højbjerg to step up in the absence of Bissouma. We might even see Oliver Skip in this match at some point. That's down to Ange when he's going to field him. but it's going to be a very cagey affair. It's going to be a game of fine margins. Don't get me wrong. Even though both teams, I think, pretty much match each other, strike for strike, pound for pound. Regardless of the outcome of this, I think that Spurs are in a very good position to challenge for top four for the remainder of the season, and I simply cannot wait for this match to kick off in 25 hours time. Exactly 25 hours time from now. I can't wait for this match. Looking forward to it. Back to you, Mr. Eugene.
Okay, guys, to tell the truth, all right, I'm going to go on the sense that we're going to win it 2-0, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a cagey affair, but it's still going to be 2-0. I'll give
Your
one goal
scorers?
to Son, one goal to Son, and one goal to Richarlison. Yeah,
Good.
that'll make it
Very
easy,
good.
right? And of course, guys, we reached the 1.5 hours mark. Usually, I do these shows not too long nowadays on the weekdays. But before we end the show, right, we just go around the panel because we've got another. Today's what day? 22nd.
Today's Friday.
Yeah, today's Friday, 22nd, right? We've got 8
That's
more
correct.
days before the transfer window opens, right? I'll go to Keshav first. Keshav, January transfer window. Would you like to see any more players coming into your squad?
I hope so. I think with our new technical director coming in like this July, he got the signings of Kudus done, and we got in Alvarez, we got in what's his name, Mavropanos. So I think it's been sort of average. What's his name? You wanted, I think, that technical director which we got in, Tim Steiden, from what's his name? So not what's his name, sorry, from Bayer Leverkusen. Which whom we appointed. He brought Mavropanos in from Stuttgart. I think he's been average, to be honest, and Ward-Prowse has been okay. Ward-Prowse has been, I would say.
Keshav, we don't say the actual players, right? Because the actual players we will never know who actually come in because all the links and rumors and all that. What positions do you think you need to actually fill up on?
I do think we need a striker because, to be honest, I don't trust Bowen up top because as much as I like Bowen being the centre forward, I can't see him keep doing the roles in and out because rotation is heavily important during this fixture congestion. As you know, AFCON is coming up. We're going to lose Kudus and Agod. Centre backs are necessary. We need to get. We have to put. And Kudus is going to go for the AFCON. We're going to have to probably put Bowen back as centre forward and probably Antonio up top. I don't know how it's going to go. And we need a striker. We really need a striker because we need a boost in the goals. We need to get our defense tightened up. We need to get at least 2 to 3. I don't know where the money is going to come from. We need to get money. We need to sign a few players. Whether it can be loans or so, would be fine with that. But this is the thing.
Okay, you need a striker. You need a striker. What else do you need?
I think probably a defender. I really think we need a defender, left centre back. And also probably right back.
Right back. Okay.
Right back, and yeah, I think so far, yeah.
But Paqueta plays as a 10, right?
Right now he's playing. He plays as a 10, but currently he's playing as a left winger right now in Moy's system.
Don't you think you need another left winger?
I agree with that, but if you. This is the problem, you see, because I don't know how long it's whether the funds are going to be used for next season or this season. I don't know. It's the remaining funds, you see, because.
Okay, let's not even think about the funds, right? Just think of what you actually need because this is your feeling or your opinion, what you need. Don't care about what Moyes needs.
We need a striker and we need the defense because what I'm worried about is if we lose Kudus, I'm not sure we can't keep relying on Paqueta to supply the goals. We can't keep relying on Bo. We need some sort of way of relying also on our rotation players like Corny.
Basically, you just need someone to replace Skamaka.
Yeah, and to be honest, Moyes hasn't replaced Kamaka. That has been our main issue. Every time Moyes is brought in a striker, it's not gone to fruition. It's not gone to plan because it's actually Moyes' problem that every time he's brought in a striker, it's not gone down well. He's not properly used. He's not properly used strikers. If you see, for example, Sean Dyche, right, the guy that's coming, the new striker from I don't know Real Betis, Beto, the guy from
Oh,
the
Beto, yeah,
guy.
Beto, yeah.
Look how Sean Dyche is using him. He's been very good for them. His strength, his physicality, his pace, his movement, everything about him is good. And that's what I like about Sean Dyche, getting the best out of the players. And that is the problem I'm having with Moyes. And I don't know, I'm just a bit concerned by that, because if I'm just I don't know, I'm a bit concerned. I'm not too confident if, because to be honest, I know Moyes is happy right now with Kudus doing well and all, but if let's say Kudus goes, it's going to be a bit of a problem, very big problem, because we need to get players. I mean, whether it's a loan, whether it's a quality, we can't, because look, he keeps saying about rotation.
Kasha, no, but because Kasha, we all need quality, right? But the thing is that, let's say if you identify a striker, you need a quality striker, then how much money are you going to spend on a quality striker? Are you going to spend Oshiman kind of money, or are you going to spend, unknown 10 million pounds to get some youngster from some unknown league and all that? We all understand that. But the thing is that, at the moment now, what do you feel, right? Like you say you got your FCON problems, Spurs have got FCON problem, we got AFC problems. We're going to lose Sa, we're going to lose Bissouma, we got to lose Son, right? And we got to lose so many of them. My problem now is that, like, hey, I'm going to go before we talk about the transfer window. I want the transfer window to be settled within the first week of January. So at least when the new players come in, right, they know what they're going to do before the league restarts. Because if I'm not mistaken, this season's a bit weird. We're going to have about 2 weeks off in the first 2 weeks of January or something like that.
Yeah,
Yes,
There's
that's
some
correct.
minor break going on, right? So, okay, that's Joel, not mistaken, right? He's going to say we're going to win 3-0, right? Santa saying 3-0. Right, we're going to win 3-0. Okay, right? But what I'm saying is that at least us being Spurs fans, we have identified we need at least one more centre back who can play at the left or right. Okay, we need a left winger, we need a right winger, we need a left fullback, we need a right fullback, we need an extra striker, we need like another 5 more players. But of course, Spurs, we need so many players to replace. But that's my opinion, right? Chang, you wanted to say something? Sorry.
Yeah, actually, I have a quick question for Keshav. Okay, Mr. Keshav, as you were talking about all those striker and forwards options for West Ham, I just have a question for you about Michail Antonio. Do you think that he still has a future at West Ham, or do you think West Ham are going to move Michail Antonio on?
I think he needs moving on, because I feel, don't get me wrong, he's done well for us this past 5-6 seasons. He's been a very good player, pivotal player for us. He's a goal scoring guy. He gives you goals. He can score from anywhere. He's physical. He's got that strength. But I don't like Antonio at this moment. Why? Because he's come out in, he does this podcast with Callum Wilson, which I don't like. I don't like this podcast he does with Callum Wilson, and he talks about all this West Ham news, and he gives his opinion about the club and all, which I don't like, because it sort of gives an insight what the club is doing behind the scenes, which I prefer to sort of keep it indoors, if you ask me personally, and to sort of come out and give, I know this is like him having an injury, and he's being out with an injury, and he's doing this podcast. So I don't like. I'd rather him, in a way, be professional and sort of do something else rather than this. I know maybe it's just banter and all, but still I prefer to do it, for him to do it, or sort of keep it indoors. Really, don't do it with all these footballers, because then it's like you're giving sort of away clues. You're giving away, sort of, I don't know, what is before match, before a derby, whatever it is. But whether he needs moving on, yeah, I think he's 33. I think it's time for him to go. We need a new striker. We need it's a new era, that we need somebody that can propel West Ham, that can sort of help West Ham in a way that can provide us goals right now. Because if you ask me, Antonio misses a lot of chances, especially the one against Brentford. He had a chance which he could have scored. He didn't score. Right now, if you ask me, we have Danny Ings at the moment, which I think he's not.
Oh yeah, I forgot you got Danny Ings.
Moyes doesn't use him well. You see, this is the problem with Moyes.
Danny Ings.
We've got Antonio, we've got Bowen, we've got Mubama from our youth academy. Mubama is a winger, youth academy. This is the problem. Moyes is a. People keep telling me the Moyes is a man manager, that look what he's doing. He's not properly coaching these players. It's showing. No, and this is what I'm trying to say.
But Kesha, maybe he's planning for the Europa League champion. You know, the cup. You know, you got one cup, you want another cup, right? So you need more cups. Guys, you guys top your group in the Europa League, if I'm not mistaken, right? So yeah, what else do you want, right? You got trophies, so and you still don't like Moyes. Okay, that's your choice.
The only reason I don't like Moyes is nothing to do with the trophy. It's to do with the style of play. Just to make it clear, yeah? It's nothing to do. It's not like I don't like him. Yeah?
But you can't have both, right? Take away Moyes, no trophy, right?
I know you can't have both, but what I'm trying to say is it's not that I like Moyes as
you ask Chang here, and you ask Harry down there, right? Right? Would he take a trophy? Right, of course he will take a trophy. We were supposed to get that trophy, and then we sacked the manager, right? 6 days before the bloody final.
Yes.
You understand?
That is just travesty.
That is a crime. It's a crime.
Yeah,
it's a crime. Exactly. It's a crime in itself.
Harry, okay. I'm sure January transfer window is coming up. You're going to do a lot of shows on the transfer windows and all that, right? You're going to do some single show opinions and all that. What do you think, right, we actually need to do? I mean, I've already said my say.
We need a centre-back almost.
Yep, that goes without saying.
Even,
I think we need...
it's probably unpopular.
Saying that.
I'll not be a Spurs fan.
Yeah, you are. You are now. Hiding,
on the note of signing a centre back, Harry, since you brought up centre back, which centre back would you take if you only given one choice? If you're only given one choice and only one chance to sign one centre back in a fortnight's time in January, which centre back would you sign?
Oh, if I had the choice, I'd buy the one from Everton, Braithwaite.
Wow, Braithwaite, you're going to put £100 million on him now. Yeah.
I think it'll cost like 60. That's what I was reading. But
yeah, but the thing is that
they're going to try to sign the Nice one. I don't even know anything about him.
Tolibo. They're going to try the Tolibo.
You know, I was reading I was reading some stuff on him. Apparently, he's got 2 red cards this season already.
Yes, he's a bit of a.
It's like, what, are we signing another Romero?
No, that's why we need more centre backs. You see, our centre backs go out and get red cards. You see, so we need at least another 2 or 3
switch. So Romero gets a suspension.
Romero gets a red card.
He gets suspension. Romero comes in. Rotation by suspension.
There must be a rotation. We need to. But what I'm saying, right?
But anyway,
we do need that centre back. Okay, go ahead.
We need the left back as well, in my opinion, because I don't think we have good cover there at all. Forget Emerson.
Who's the left back now?
Emerson.
We got Udoji. We got Udoji at left back.
Yeah,
now,
but
right?
No one after that. On the right, at least Emerson is a right back. So to see.
To cover Poro.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Harry. This part I really have to interject here. Sorry to interrupt you, but talking about this left back, okay, would you take Sergio Reguilon back from loan?
I've been saying this for a year. I've been saying this since the start of the season. You know, but Dortmund want him. But I know I'd bring him back because at least he can actually play left back. And I actually thought he wasn't given a proper shot on Ange. But I mean, there's even talk of bringing back Tanganga. Have you heard about that?
Yes, no, I heard that. Bringing back Tanganga. I think the
Tanganga's the right.
His loan apparently has been really bad. But I don't know why they want to bring him back. Yeah.
But Tanganga, of course, it's going to be a cheap option to bring him back, right? We don't have to buy a centre back. Most probably he'll play Tanganga on the right centre back position.
And deeper on the left. I don't know. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So the thing is that we know our.
And also, I think we need a winger / forward. So you know, Jota in Saudi is a good choice. I think you know the one who's played out at.
Yeah, but Jota has played with Ange before, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's a good choice. A good choice.
Yeah.
But also,
are we going to pay the money?
See, that's my 3. But if Højbjerg goes, you need another one. So Gallagher, I actually think is a good choice if we go get Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher
in midfield.
Yeah.
But Gallagher was going for £50 million in the summer. Don't you think?
Apparently, they had an agreement in principle. That's what I was reading today.
Yeah. And but that was £50 million a summer. Is Levy going to pay £50 million in January transfer window just to get Gallagher in? I don't think so. And if that's a £50 million,
if Højbjerg goes, we'll be left short because of AFCON.
We're going to be left short because of AFCON now. You get what I'm saying? No
matter Sar for me is the biggest miss because he has the legs to play in the midfield.
It's everywhere.
You know what? You know what I'd really like to see, Eugene? I'd like to see Bentancur, Sar, and Madison as a 3. Yeah. That's the 3 I'd like to see.
But the problem is that they're injured.
Bentancur and Madison are injured. But I'd like to see those 3. That'll be my ideal midfield because I think we can't. I know it's unpopular, but I don't think we can play this way effectively without Sar.
True.
Because he has the legs.
Yeah, he has the legs to cover everyone. That's how I see it.
And he's tackling and everything. And Bentancur has a composure. And you have someone like Madison in the midfield doing the creating. You would have a perfect. I'll be my midfield 3. But I know that leaves out Basuma. That leaves out Kulusevski. That leaves out I mean, do I have to mention Skip and Højbjerg or Gallagher, whatever?
Yeah. But the thing is
But,
that
like, but that would be
but
my
okay.
midfield three.
Yeah, but okay, let's say we're coming to Spurs, right? We need a striker, we need minimum one centre back, we need a
Yes.
left wing, we need a left full back, right? And we need at least one midfield cover. That's how I see it, right?
Yeah,
so that's four
players.
there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
that's four
said
players
as well. Yeah.
Hard to say, man. And Dombele may come back.
No, we're gonna
Oh
load
no,
into
please,
we're gonna load
no,
into
no, no,
K-
no, no,
we're gonna
no,
load
no,
into
no,
McDonald's.
absolutely no.
Load
No,
into
wait, no,
McDonald's
wait.
on the
No. We'll do a swap and Dombele with Paqueta in West Ham. Kesha will go crazy.
I'm not
Right,
taking that.
I don't think
Hey,
boys would
Kesha,
tap into it.
you don't be surprised, right? We loan Ndombele to you, right? To West Ham, right? Most probably you win the Europa League, because our players that go on loan
Do you
win
remember,
things.
He went Napoli and they won.
Yeah, he went out to Napoli, he won the
Serie A,
Serie A with
yes.
Napoli, right? So, that's the curse of Spurs, right? Chang, what do you think about it, right? What kind of play? What kind of positions? What kind of players do you think need to be coming in? I tell you the truth, right? I don't care who comes in, just as long Ange wants them, and I just want them within that time period, within the first week of January.
You actually took the words right out of my mouth there, Mr. Eugene, because as I was about to mention, whatever the positions and whatever the players that Ange himself sanctions for Levy to sign, if Ange wants this player in the team and he wants him playing for Spurs since from January onwards, whoever he wishes to sign, we have to give this player the full backing. And I'm looking at actually Lloyd Kelly. I'm looking at Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth. I feel that he is a quality centre back to have for cover. He will also fulfill a very important requirement, the homegrown requirement that Spurs are going to need to fill if, and this is a big if they actually move Eric Dyer on, either to Galatasaray, if we move Eric Dyer on to Galatasaray, or back to Sporting Lisbon, in which he has been heavily linked with Eric Dyer. So I'm looking at getting local, or rather a British centre back to fill in that homegrown quota. I feel that Lloyd Kelly is the ideal choice for this. If that doesn't happen, Todibo and Braithwaite are viable choices to fill in at centre back. But my first choice for centre back would be Lloyd Kelly, and that's just for the centre back department. For left back, and this is going to be controversial. For left back, I would actually recall Sergio Reguilon if he is willing to play second fiddle, or if he's willing to sit on the bench and challenge Destiny Udogie.
Is he playing regularly for MU? I don't think so.
Yeah,
right?
he is. They don't.
He is actually. In fact,
he will never come back and play second fiddle to Udogie. That's what I see.
Exactly. Which is why that's why this is the caveat here. This is the caveat for the return.
Do you think is there another left back out that we
Reguilon.
could get though? Do you think?
Nowadays, right? Because you see the thing with Ange ball, right? Our fullbacks become inverted.
Midfielder.
Yes,
yeah.
inverted fullbacks.
Become inverted
wingbacks.
fullback and more or less become midfielders, right? In the end of the day.
Correct.
So that's the scary part. See, like what Scott M says, right? For starting 11, we need a striker, right wing, DM,
Left back,
right?
left
And
back.
quality in the depth for a centre back,
Centre
left
back,
back,
right
keeper,
back.
midfielder. He's got like 7 players that we need there, right?
We're not
And
going to sign 7 players in one month.
Scott, I know, Levy won't do it, right? Scott, we need to get you on the show sooner or later,
Yeah.
right?
I
Now, of
have
course,
to-
Scott says, imagine what Scott says, right? I don't care who Ange wants.
Yeah, that's what I read. I'm just like.
Actually, I have a very quick comment for Scott M. Scott M mentioned there a keeper. If either of you guys have been following the recent signing, not really a signing, a contract extension. Fraser
Alpha
Foster.
White, right?
Fraser Foster has signed a contract extension with Spurs.
Yeah, not
Seriously?
another year. He's got another year.
Fraser Foster is a good backup to have, and he also counts towards the
Homegrown.
homegrown
the
quota.
But Chang, Fraser Foster, right, can't go down, right? I've done shows saying Fraser Foster. Remember, I've been saying Fraser Foster can't go down when the ball is shot low, right?
What keeper do you bring in to
He
sit
can't
on the
get
bench?
down
You either
fast
have
enough,
someone who's very young or
Yeah.
someone who's an
No, I
old
mean,
keeper.
okay, if you look at this scenario now that you have, right? there are actually quite a good few young players, goalkeepers out there. Players, like Dean Henderson, right? Even Ramsdale is being sidelined by Arsenal.
He's going to go Newcastle, I think. No,
Yeah.
I think he'll go
But of course, Newcastle. I mean, there are a few players, big teams going for him.
They're looking at Calvin Phillips and
Ramsdale. I heard Chelsea's going for Ramsdale too, but the problem is that we ain't going for. Maybe Dean Henderson would be a good.
He's not a bad choice, Eugene. Dean Henderson.
Yeah, Ramsdale or Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson. He's not a bad choice.
Yeah, Dean Henderson should be.
Is he playing for again?
Forest.
Isn't Dean Henderson a regular starter for Forest?
No, he wasn't. Until recently, when all the injuries came in, he became a regular starter.
You know that backup goalkeeper is a Greek goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I can't say his name, but anyway, because the owner Chang, the owner of Forest is Greek. He's like a big ship owner. So he owns Olympiacos as well.
Canis or something like that. I can't remember.
He owns another club as well, like Panathinaikos, I think, in Greece. So it's not surprising they bought a Greek goalkeeper in.
No, but to tell the truth, guys, right? I mean, it's not to say that I don't like Forster, but Forster can't. I have the confidence. If something happens to Vicario, imagine we after losing we call VDV, Madison, and all that, right? We didn't have the replacement, and then we lose Vicario, right? You gonna bring Forster? Oh. And
I don't think goalkeeper's top of the list, though. I don't think you can buy sign a good goalkeeper in January.
Yes, correct. Exactly. That is the point I was about to make, Harry. Because if you think about it logically and practically, which top class or rather which quality keeper is willing to sit on the bench and play
that's the thing. The thing is that you ain't gonna get that top tier goalkeeper coming into Spurs.
Exactly.
Not now. If Vicario wasn't working out, then maybe we'd have a different conversation. But he is working
but I think Vicario, he is working out. But the thing is that we are talking about this season, we're playing one game a week. If you're talking about, next season when we get into the Champions League or the Europa League, we are in Europe, right? Then you will need more or less a higher level reserve goalkeeper or a second goalkeeper, not called reserve goalkeeper.
Problem is, Eugene, with a second goalkeeper, you either have someone who's old and who is going to happy being there playing a few games and experience having been there playing every so game, or you have a really young keeper that you think you can mold into the replacement in 5 years or 3-4 years.
Yeah, but the thing is that why haven't we actually looked at our own youth goalkeepers?
Yeah, I know. Like Austin.
Yeah, we've got
Austin. Austin's really good.
Austin, we've got
we don't play him. We don't play these goalkeepers, so we don't never know how good they're going to be.
I think at this moment in time, with the amount of matches we have, we're not that fearful of that scenario.
If we're in the cup,
maybe next season, maybe next season when we're in the more games and all that, right?
Can he play keepers like Brandon Austin or Alfie? I know Alfie White.
I mean, if you say that we're still in, let's say next season, you're still in the FA Cup and you're still in the
when you play one of those goalkeepers,
then you have to play one of those keepers in those cups, right? And let
exactly
the goalkeeper rest. But guys, we're coming up to the 2-hour mark, right? I'll go to Harry. Harry, any shows lately?
Oh yeah, so I'll be back this evening at 6 o'clock English time, so in about 3.5 hours on Southview Quays. With Harry Scarf. Preview show. 6 o'clock. We're doing an earlier one this week because TJ's busy. So 6 till 7, because Harry's gone on the show afterwards. So you find myself Quiz and also my own channel, Hasper TV. If you haven't subscribed already, please go and subscribe. I do post-match reaction videos now. And also I stream like a couple times, once or twice a week. So I don't know how frequent that will be during the Christmas period because we play on the 23rd and it's Christmas Eve the next day. So maybe I'll do a solo stream or something. I don't know. It depends how I feel.
Let's see how that goes. Let's see how it goes. Yeah.
But please go subscribe. I'm almost at 300. It seems to take a long time.
And guys, don't forget to subscribe to Spurs Vision TV if you're watching later. Spurs TV if you're watching later. Plot Malaysia if you're watching later. Right, that's another Malaysian channel that you can subscribe to. Right, guys, and of course, Chang will be more or less. I'll bring him into the co-hosting part. He's going to be part of Spurs Vision TV now. I found a co-host at last.
Does Chang not have his own channel?
I don't have my own channel for the time being because I actually just only made my debut on YouTube on Monday morning, which would be Sunday midnight. I just made my YouTube video 5 days ago on United Spurs of America. So to Mr. Jacob Orivan, if you are listening to this on playback, if you ever watched this, I simply cannot thank you enough for even allowing me into your first ever members call-in show. And in 90 minutes from now, in 1.5 hours from now, at midnight Malaysian time or 4 p.m. local UK time, I will be appearing on Talk and Ball with
Colin
Oh, I know
Ball.
that channel. I know that
Mr.
channel.
Jose
Yeah, I know that
Garcia,
channel. Yeah.
together with
Jose,
Ian Meff, and also
Ian,
Adrian Stroka.
Ian.
So I'm
Adrian,
really,
alright.
really, really looking forward to that. I simply
That's good,
cannot
that's
wait
good.
for
I'll
that.
probably be watching
But
it, to be honest. Just so you know, I'll probably
thank
be
you
watching
so much,
it.
Mr.
Yeah,
Harry.
yeah.
Your viewership and your subscription is very highly appreciated over there at Talk and Ball. And also, I like to give a big shout out to Ash Padmaraj for co-hosting the first ever live members calling show on United Spurs of America with Jacob. It was such a blast to have you on that show as well. And I really cannot look forward to more shows together with you on Persuasion TV, Mr. Eugene. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, true, right? If you're going to be the co-host from here, right? I'm going to give you everything, and you're going to run the show.
Yeah,
yourself.
you're just gonna be like, I'm going on holiday.
I'm on holiday already, so I've just found someone to substitute me, right? So, nah,
You
guys,
should be like,
joking.
I'm not awake yet. Please do this.
No, Chang is in Malaysia, so he'll more or less do the show
Yes.
same time, right?
Are
So
you
later-
at the same time? Are you the same
yeah,
time
we're on the
around?
same
Yeah.
timeline, so there's
We
no
are
problem there.
we are in the same country, and also both of us right now are in the
Same
same
area.
state,
Same area.
same state,
Yeah,
the same capital.
same-
Because right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
it's 2:30 almost in the UK, so we
Yeah,
have a
Here
time.
is
gonna-
10:30.
10:30,
We are 8
yeah,
hours.
10:30,
Yeah, we are 8 hours.
See,
ahead.
normally I can't make Eugene shows, but when I'm on holiday or I'm off
Yeah.
work or something.
Are you on holiday now? You just started your
Yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
holiday?
I'm on holiday now. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's good. So you're going to the match.
I'm just taking
you're
more
going to the
time
match
off.
on Saturday, right?
I'm going tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Have a
That's
great
good.
match day ahead tomorrow.
I hope we
simply
win.
cannot wait for it.
I'm not
Yeah, you better win. The last two home games, what happened, guys?
Villa
apart
beat
from the
us.
Newcastle game.
And
By the way,
Newcastle beat, yeah.
since you're going to the match tomorrow, Harry, I just have to ask this very quick question: do you actually do vlog recordings, video
No, not
log
really. No,
recordings?
it's
Or
not my
really?
thing.
Okay, what
It's
a
not my
shame.
thing.
Because
But you know what?
because
If
I
you come
think-
down to Tottenham before you go to the match, you have to go to Chick King. I'm sorry, I say this every
Ah,
time.
you and your
chicken
chicken.
wings,
Everybody says
yeah.
about
But
chicken. Yeah.
have you ever been
Honestly,
to
I'm
Bricklayers?
not joking. The chicken is like amazing.
Have you actually been to Bricklayers, Harry?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been to all the pubs around there. Yeah.
Okay.
Brick,
But guys,
bricklayers,
Very good.
Yeah,
I
we'll
just
have
pop
this
in.
chat in the back room, guys. Right? Because, you know,
Club, what's it called? I can't remember. Club 8, number
Yeah.
8. Sorry, not Club 8,
Yeah.
number 8.
all right, guys. Thanks for being here. Hang on for a while. We'll
Thank
continue
you.
this chat in the back, right? And of course, Scott M is. I miss Scott, right? I miss Scott so much.
Scott's the
right?
manager now, apparently. So
Yeah. Right. But okay. Guys, thanks for being on.
Thank
Subscribe,
you for
like,
having us.
right?
Yes.
And of course, Chang, I'll have a talk with Chang in the back rooms. Bring him
Yep.
into the Spurs Vision family and all that. Explain to him. And Harry, I'll catch up with you later. Maybe
yes.
you're doing a show at 12 a.m. too. My time. 6,
Is it 12 a.m.?
6 p.m.
It's 6
UK.
o'clock
6.
UK, yeah.
Oh, 6 o'clock
2
is,
a.m.
2 a.m. Yeah, 6 o'clock is, what?
2
6
a.m.
o'clock
Is
is
it too late for you?
1800.
Yeah.
6 o'clock is 1800. Yeah, that's 2 a.m. 26. Yeah, I'll be asleep by then. Right, let's see. Maybe I'll hop into Colin's channel, Talk and Ball, and all that. Right, let's see if I'm
But
not
I
too
don't have
lazy.
the link for that because I watch it and then he doesn't send me the link. But
I'm going to post
Ah,
the
you
link.
got the
I
link.
will post
You got
the
the link.
link for
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to join. I haven't decided yet because I haven't actually eaten anything really today. So
yeah. But guys, take care. I'll catch up with you later, and I'll meet up with you guys in the back room, right?
Back room, yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
yeah.
Come on, you Spurs.
Take care.
VV out.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs, and as always,
Come on, you Spurs.
VV
Come on,
out.
you Spurs.
yeah. All right, guys,
VV
let's
out,
be
VV
careful.
out. Always.
Yeah, this is gonna be very loud.